darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. None like you. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God. And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? Stand against. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God. Our
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
stronger. God, you are
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
any other.
Time check.
Is healer. Awesome in power. Our God.
Yeah, it's 33 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock.
Our God.
You're listening to the Gong Report and viewing.
And if our God
Mr. Pleasant, good morning to each and every one of you.
stop us, and if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then
Thanks, newbie.
stand against.
The people on them by that quarrel boy. That I say, boy, how we chat this be up, eating up at all. But I say, but what the hell is this going on? Eh?
Water you turned into wine.
Oh boy, let me say pleasant good morning to Anthony Medford.
Open the
Hey, Wendy and John, good morning. Diane, Sonita, good morning to you. Nathaniel, good morning. Carmen, Janelle, good morning. Jillian, John, good morning. Philip, Balroop, how are you going? A pleasant good morning to you. Balraj, good morning. Pearl,
shine.
Mala, pleasant good morning to you. Trini Nairo,
There's no
Damian Acton, Vincent, good morning. Durat Mohan, good morning to you.
none like you. Our God is greater.
Hey, Narisha, good morning. Basdio, Bahari,
You are higher.
Anthony, good morning to you.
Our God.
Sukai, good morning.
Awesome in power.
Afina, Freezer,
Our God.
Yes, a freezer, D. Mohammed, a pleasant good morning to you.
Into the dark.
Hey, Glory, good morning to you. Hey, Kevin, the Obedi Bunch.
The ashes we rise. There's no one.
Yes, Calvin.
None like you.
Hey, Peter, pleasant good morning to you. Timothy Roberts, good morning. Afrina Mohammed, a pleasant good morning to you. Pingala, Mohan, good morning. Hey, Matilda Rhodes, a pleasant good morning to you. Abmarie Amin, good morning. Marilyn Sitaran, a pleasant good morning to you. Baby, good morning to you. Teacher Balmain, good morning. Video de Gankufa, pleasant good morning to you. Carla, good morning. Janet, sing. Hey, Uncle, a pleasant good morning to you. Margaret, good morning to you. Rara, good morning. Selvin Batista, a pleasant good morning to you. Cindy Mohan, good morning. Joyce, good morning to you. Krishna, good morning. Bisnath Prasad, a pleasant good morning to you. Jacqueline Sami, good morning. Gobin, good morning. Dindial Ramdas, good morning to you. Jesse, good morning. Tracy, Thomas, good morning to you. Drasodra, good morning to you. Maki Thunderboom, good morning. Zibrangani, good morning. Alan Hercules. Audrey, good morning to you. Carol Maharaj, good morning. Jawani, a pleasant good morning to you. All Carols, good morning. Rajan, good morning. Gemma Philip, good morning. Peter. Royal Prasad, good morning. Natasha. Angela, good morning. Danny. Esther, good morning. Bobby, a pleasant good morning to you. Lucky Lal, good morning. Tara, good morning. All Taras, good morning. Mentor. Gloria Escala, a pleasant good morning to you. Kati, good morning. Nigel Black, good morning. Virginia Maraj, a pleasant good morning to you. Dave, good morning, Dave. Majid Ali, a pleasant good morning. Danish, good morning. Sud Ali, a pleasant good morning. Vishnu Bob, good morning to you. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Don't tell Mutilla morning already. Hey, Jubati, good morning. Yeah, the Harry Lal. Hey, Sita, good morning. Hercules. Annie, good morning. Raymond. Neely Silva, pleasant good morning to you. Your wife and daughter, pleasant good morning to you all. Sharadine. Hey, Loops, a pleasant good morning to you. John, good morning. Jason Jeffrey, good morning. Naz Ali and Mr. Ali, a pleasant good morning to you.
Out of the ashes we rise.
Ryan Ali John, good morning. Janelle, Stefan, all of you. Dennis C. Paul and Journey. His wife, all of you that always lock on. Good morning to you, my brother. Brian, a pleasant good morning to you.
Into the darkness you shine.
Ann Brown, good morning to you. Ann Brown here.
The ashes we rise. There's no one like you. None like you. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God.
Hey, baby Rampasad, good morning.
Is greater, our God is stronger, God, you are higher than
Gail, good morning.
other, our God is healer, awesome in power, our God,
Diane, Ramota Singh, a pleasant good morning to you.
And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? Stand against. Our God is greater, our God is stronger, God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power, our God, our God. Our God is greater, our God is stronger, God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power, our God, our God. And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against?
Oh boy, the boss man send back this.
Morning ground report. I'm mad this morning. Andy Williams, for the past 4 days, there has been no bus to San Fernando from Port of Spain. Monday to Friday in the afternoon, there has been no bus, right? And even on the mornings, you have to wait 2 to 3 hours to get a bus to go Port of Spain. That is $6 bus, right? And the Lux coach, which takes $10, is taking 2 hours to go Port of Spain. This morning, I saw 2 buses going to Shogunas, one behind the other, and they empty, right? And people cannot get bus to go San Fernando. That is wrong. This minister in transport only care about Shogunas. They're taking the buses in San Fernando Depot, putting them Port of Spain and making them work Shogunas. That is wrong. I don't know what is going on. I was talking to the customer service agent in Port of Spain yesterday. She said she called the San Fernando Depot and they told her how there are no buses to send Port of Spain. What wrong with this? Right? He went and opened the Shogunas depot so that people in Shogunas could get a bus, but people in San Fernando suffering right? I see yesterday a big bus going to Faizabad. If you see the big bus with just 2 people in it, right? And they send these small buses to go Port of Spain, something wrong, you know? I don't know. The PTSC in San Fernando have people buying tickets and they're not sending the buses. I want Mr. Zaku, right? That visit that you did to San Fernando, right? The papi show you because it is a waste of time, boy, a waste, a total failure. People will be suffering to get buses to go Port of Spain, right? But Shoguana and the other UNC areas getting buses. That is wrong, man. And I do understand, right? There's a shortage of buses in San Fernando. But you're taking whatever buses San Fernando have and carrying them Port of Spain and they go in Barrackpore, Faizabad, Siparia, Princeton, Hoover, and Shoguanas. That is real stupidness, man.
Oh boy, and this message this morning, Andy Williams. There is no 6 a.m. Port of Spain bus LTD stop. Limited stop. $6 and no deluxe coach for $10 buses to Port of Spain. No buses working in San Fernando bus terminal since 5:40 a.m. There is no 6 a.m. Erin bus and no 6:30 a.m. Point 14 bus. Here's a quick look at the bus station, Andy. People is waiting. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. The lines are open, Trinidad and Tobago. What's on your front burner? How was your weekend? What's supposed to make news that not making news? Well, what making news or what's trending is the apparent threat to the National Security Minister life, Wayne Sturge. Good morning, caller. Where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning?
Morning, Andy. Mr. Report here.
Go ahead, Mr. Report.
That radio you just played might be right. But here what happened? The PNM operator is still in position. And when the government get rid of those people, there's a big uproar. So that is the first thing that they have to put in place to make sure that those PNM people who trying to sabotage the government, and it's happening all over, not only in PTSD, all over it happening. So let people know that it's just because the PNM people still operating this system, and that will cause a lot of problems. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Freeport. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So Gonos woman accidentally shot during a fracas over car park, over parking spot. There's funeral send off for the little boy. Oh boy.
Andy, morning. I'm happy that they canceled the parade because of security reasons. That's a good thing. But the real people acting like if they cancel that's for every year. It's only 1 year they cancel people. Or let's say cool and chill. You gotta get the crime and the criminal under control. And the boss man. Andy, that boss man is a pain in them. One day he traveled Faizabad, Arima, Santa Cruz, Port of Spain in 1 day. So how we know? He's lying, and he's lying. Don't play the man message again. Don't play back boss man message. The man only calling and confusing the people. He's lying. There's a lot of bosses. My friend traveled in San Fernando bus. So he lies. He's talking caca, garbage. Don't play the man message again, Andy. Right. Andy, one more thing. Andy, go back and listen to that guy. The boss man. Andy, that boss man is one of Marvel's propaganda machine. He's one of Marvel's propaganda machine. He's paid by Marvin.
Oh boy, so the court, locals, Venezuelan nationals held at sea on their way to bring guns, drugs into Trinidad and Tobago, says police officials. 2 drunk in separate outings at the beach. Woman unaware of pregnancy gives birth at events century? What the hell is this? A woman would be unaware of a pregnancy and give birth. Oh boy, Gonzalez calls for action after reported plot against Sturge. And yes, TNT Main, Venezuelan court on a route to collect guns and drugs from Venezuela. They catch them on the sea. Wow, wow, wow. All right, well, now we get better. A woman unaware of a pregnancy loses baby after alleged ambulance delay. About poor families mourns as a swimmer drowned at Columbus Bay. I hear about this Columbus Bay. This I think for the year. Yeah. This about the second person you drowned there, boy. I swear that. But the story that I would like to, because what I would like to find out is how come somebody could be unaware. Let's be real. How come somebody could be unaware of a pregnancy? And they say, well, all right. They say she loses the baby after alleged ambulance delay. There are calls for an investigation after a woman who did not know she was pregnant waited 2 hours for an ambulance that allegedly never arrived as she went into labor at the Center of Excellence. The newborn baby boy died soon after being born. The mother and baby were eventually taken to the hospital by a relative who rushed to the location. On arrival at the hospital, it was learned that the baby was dead. Police said the woman and a friend were at the Center of Excellence, McCoy, around 1 p.m. on Saturday when the woman reported experiencing a sharp pain around her waist and went to the bathroom. Wow. So somebody could actually be pregnant and they don't know? That weird. I didn't know a woman could be pregnant and they don't know. And she only know when she get a sharp pain right there and then. How month she was, boy? That's a premature baby. And if it was not a premature baby, how it died? Who's to live? I see on TV, child come out, the cords hook up still, and on woman chest, and child crying. So that weird. That real weird. Never knew that. Ollie, the lines are open. The lines are open. What's on your front burner this morning? Time check. It's 7 o'clock. How was your weekend? What's supposed to make news that not making news? Lucky Lal say, I not buying that the pregnant story. The doctors will have an idea how far along she was pregnant. Well, look, David Sammy G Jr. is saying it is possible a woman can be unaware of being pregnant. Do some research before accusing the woman of being a liar. Not me, me accuse nobody of being a liar. So it had to be somebody on him or be accused. So let me go back and see who accused the woman of being a liar. Not me. I say I don't know that a woman could be pregnant and don't know she's pregnant. And reach the stage to make a whole baby. That song, but I don't know. So I'll go do the research. But it's just to me, it's kind of hard to believe that a woman can be pregnant, the belly big. And when a woman pregnant, well, I don't know, they see the monthlies? No, I don't see the monthlies. So what? She was, I don't know, I really don't know. How old this woman was. I want the papers that say how old. Was she menopausing and get and well didn't, but if you're menopausing you ain't gonna get, you can't get pregnant? I don't know. Joe Moses said, Rowley bring the Spanish and them to Trinidad and Tobago, obviously, to take away Trinidad and Tobagonian people jobs. Cheap labor. That wicked ball head. Sonita say you must get signs if you are pregnant. And she's a woman saying you must get signs. Well, I don't know. Me no know woman. Only woman go know better. Well, she said time for the Chinese people to go back home. The time of Venezuelan Chinese, so let everybody, let all who illegal go back home. Nathaniel said Dr. Kim Gopi Singh is a gynecologist. Bring him on to explain how a woman won't know she is pregnant. That story not adding up. That's Nathaniel. Oh boy, LP say, I thought that was a thing, really a thing of the past. PTSC needs revamping too. I don't know, I think the PTSC board, it might be still, I don't know if they changed the PTSC board yet. Sonita say, you must get signs if you are pregnant. Arnold Tiglock Singh say, hi Andy. Everybody, meanwhile, don't forget to share. I wait your calls. I await also your voice notes. What's on your front burner this morning? Let me just run through this rest here while you send your voice notes, so make your calls. Ivan say, morning Andy. Boy, containers arrive in Point Lisa's port 1 week now. And having problems getting it. The port keep on saying it have no crane in the bay, boy. This place getting worse. Oh boy, sorry to hear that, partner. Well, we don't know what David Sammy say already. He say it is possible a female can be unaware of being pregnant. Do some research before accusing the woman of being a liar. Right, so that is them callers update them earlier Texas is who technically refuse who call the lady. They say something wrong. I don't know that too. You must feel. I don't know that too. You must feel different, Andy. So Joyce is saying as a woman, she didn't know that too. She say you must feel different if you're pregnant. A lot of work, Alan said it's a lot of work needed to correct PTSD mess, starting with security and etc. Yes, Andy, it does happen. I went through that with my third son. All right, please explain. You did not know you was pregnant, and you come and you make a whole baby, so you ain't see a belly raising nothing. So please, Janelle, if you could call me, we could explain because you say you went through that. So at least we'll have a fair idea from somebody that went through that and have that experience of what went on and how you did not know and you know what age you was or how did the child survive. Well, I really say a third child, so it's he or she survived. Was he or she born premature? Meaning the belly didn't really raise. Because you know that some people belly don't raise until, oh, here it is. How we manage feeling the child moving, movements in the stomach. I really don't know. Boy, that one is a ticklish one for me. A real ticklish one for me. That girl fake her pregnant. Maybe she did not want that baby. Andy, that woman lying. So her freezer say that woman fake and she's a woman. Balrad said the woman is lying. Right. So all I really don't know. Let me say a pleasant good morning to Dial, Trinidad and Tobago. Garlic Caribbean, a pleasant good morning to each and every one of you that are locked on to the ground report this morning. What's trending right now is a lady, Dial, that did not know. They said she did not know she was pregnant. So let me take a call here. Morning, caller. Where are you calling from?
Andy, good morning.
Morning.
Yes, Andy. My question is, how she don't know that? Kind of have me baffled there because even you are not baffled about she didn't know she was pregnant. Your belly must show. You must get different symptoms. You will miss a period, right? Not only that too, if you're pregnant, the baby's going to move in your belly. Not only that too, you have to join a clinic until 9 months to make sure that everything is in order. How could that person, maybe from 9 months, whole 9 months, you know you're pregnant? No. Something wrong there. And then not only that too, if you know that your lineman or you was a center of excellence or wherever and you're going to the thing there, you must know that your belly is big and you're getting movements in your belly and thing and you're getting extraction, contraction or how you call it, because I don't have no babies. So, you know, that's how a woman, you're supposed to know these things. You're supposed to join clinic to make sure that your baby is in order, your heartbeat, everything is in order. You know you have a baby. You know you're pregnant. Another thing is with the boss man. That I sometimes I just want to listen to your program because of that boss man. That boss man is driving me crazy. Right? This boss man, he can be omniscient, omnipresent, and omnipotent at the same time. Meaning that he everywhere at the same time, and he know the bus going so and the bus going so, and how much passengers in the bus, and there is none to go Port of Spain, and how much passengers it have, and what happening inside the bus, and this and that and the other, right? All that is a PNM propaganda, right? And people not stupid anymore. They could read between the lines, and they could say what. At the end of the day, Camilla have to go and check out that TTPS, right? And get rid of those people who kind of sabotage to make Camilla and the UNC, the Prime Minister and the UNC look bad. That is my thing on it. Because he's not omniscient, omnipresent, and omnipotent at the same time. It's only Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus, is like that. Is that. He is not so. And what he talking, why he didn't say them thing 9.5 years to the government, to the last government. Why he didn't complain so. And furthermore, common sense will tell you, if you having a problem with the bus, so it have maxi taxis and it have taxis. Take a taxi, take a maxi. Right? Because I would do that, I wouldn't complain. I talk once about the bus. If I talk once about the bus, I know my route because I have to get to and from. And I will take a taxi when I used to go to meet earlier in the promenade, Woodford Square for the gathering and thing. I used to take my taxi and park my car San Fernando. It have ways to get by. But no, you have to blame the UNC. You have to blame the UNC. And I could read between the lines. I ain't no dotish person, eh? I just listen to this ground report. And sometimes, Andy, you're supposed to stand up and you're supposed to open your mouth and take a stand. Look at Wayne Sturge. Eh? That man is such a nice man. Right? And I mean, we have to pray for him because poor thing, he does look kind of frightened, eh? But I just want to ask one question, Andy. If Wayne Sturge Kamala could like move him from that department to another department, can she do that? The Prime Minister?
Anytime the government do that, it shows weakness. The government can't do that. They have to fight the fight. Anyhow, thank you so much. I don't want somebody's thing to go out there before I read out some. Right? Andy, that man, like he mad, right? I know somebody say that song fishy, which the lady story song fishy. Gloria say, exactly, Andy, a whole big baby. Have a blessed and wonderful day, everyone. Gosh, boy, these women, right? Davey say, gosh, boy, these women. Selwyn Lopez say, people stop minding people business. Drink water now, right? Trinidad and Tobago Revolutionary Soldiers say, that pregnancy story comes as the same with the cow jump over the moon. Right? Sonita say, so she ain't feel any difference in her breast. Joyce say, so wait now, her belly wasn't growing. Right? Again, we don't know. Audrey say, Grenade say, yes, Andy, that could happen. So like Audrey know about that. Right? The Vika Balkaran say, so she didn't see her belly was getting big. Where she carried that baby? Well, again, boy, all a woman is always who teach me. Right? Oh boy, it's moving so fast. I'd losing them. All right, boom, I keep on the boom, 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 boom. Andy, Mava, boom, boom. Nothing about it. Oh, all right. All right, he want to live better. He need a silk appointment. Good morning from now the safest city in Washington, U.S. Washington. Boom, boom, boom. So her belly wasn't showing. Richard is asking if her belly wasn't showing. All right, Andy, we need Port of Spain to be flooded with soldiers to give persons a sense of security. Right, oh boy. Yep, a doctor told me he delivered a baby in his office. The woman was unaware she was pregnant. She didn't have a belly, no signs, but she was 50. She was 50. Right, that gone earlier. Wow. But it gone already. Well, I didn't know it was what? All right. A doctor go tell me that. Andy, the first few months, yes, but to give birth, nah, that's impossible. Wow. Time to send back the Venezuelan people back to Venezuela. Not you, Andy. Someone on the live chat said, that done go on. Wow. Come on. How the hell that going to? Oh, shucks. Well, all right. Only I couldn't get to read out the rest. That thing just went mad there. All right. Come, so let me take some calls. Oh, Pearl, Sammy. Andy, it did happen to me. I was 7.5 months and still seeing my monthlies. Still, I went to the doctor that I was 5 going on 6 months because the baby was breech. That's why. Right, but remember you say you was going to the doctor, right? You didn't know 5 going on 6 months. But you knew after, all right, you didn't see a monthlies. So, but the baby wasn't moving, all right, it was breech. But then you say you make the baby 7.5 months, eh? That way you say there. So that was telling you, it really confusing. Because, all right, you make it 7.5 months, you went to the doctor. Right, but look at say, I went to the doctor, that I was, all right, the doctor, right, I was seeing my monthlies, and it's till I went to the doctor that I was going on, is when I know, obviously that feel is no you miss out. No, I was 5 going on 6 months pregnant. Right, so you still end up knowing when it was 5-6 months. So anyhow, morning caller.
Morning. Good morning, Andy.
Yeah, morning.
Hi, okay. It does happen. This is Janelle here. It does happen. Right after, because I'm a mother of 7, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And in my 3rd pregnancy, everything was normal monthlies, alignment, drinking as usual, moving heavy stuff. It's just that it'll just feel a sharp pain, just as how she feel the pain by her waist. That is the pain that I feel, and just like a force like to push. Right? You just get that force to push. And while like you pushing, like you want a number 2 or something, and that is it, the baby just come out like that, just come out. But he was healthy, everything. He's 16 years, and after
Right,
him I had 2 more kids.
Yeah, but how when that happened to you on your 3rd pregnancy, how old the baby was before? How long you carried the baby for? Before you noticed?
He was like full
9 months?
No, well, I didn't know. Remember, I didn't know I was pregnant until I get that force.
Right, but
I going through normal. I live in normal life, normal.
Right, but your stomach
normal.
Right, but your stomach wasn't growing.
Nope.
It wasn't growing.
No, nope.
All right. You
wasn't getting any movement.
No movement.
Nothing. You feeling no nausea. You're not having any morning sickness. Nothing. You just living your life as normal. You just going like normal. Until like, say about 8 months, because remember, you're not checking the months, because you see your period every month. You understand? Until you just get a sharp pain, just like a force to push, like if you're constipated, like you're actually feeling like a ball or something heavy by your private part, just to push. So with that pain, my husband took me to the hospital, and with that they said his baby was coming. So I was like, what?
Okay.
Everything
Then.
was normal. You don't get any symptom or anything like that.
Okay, well, you're alive.
That happened to me.
And the baby born, the baby born at what? 7 months, 8 months old, 9 months old. How old the baby was?
He weighed about 5 pounds.
Oh, but
he weighed 5
born,
pounds.
meaning born premature or full term?
Full term.
Full term.
Full term. I can remember I see my period, you know. I see my period normal. My month is coming normal. I'm not getting any symptoms, no movement, normal.
So your breast,
and I'm craving for anything.
Milk? Your breast did not milk or wasn't swelling up, nothing?
No, with normal. I going through my normal. I didn't know anything. I did not know anything until I get that sting. You understand? You will get a sting. First you'll get cramps, right? You'll get like cramp. That's what you will experience, like cramp. Because normally when the month come in, you get cramps, little belly cramps and whatnot, and that is it. That's all you will feel like every month when your period come in. And you're not to say that you will be bleeding different, to suspect anything, to go by any doctor to see anything. You understand? And after I had him, I had 2 more. And with those 2 more, one was, they say was fibroid that I had. And the fibroid is 13 years now. But my belly grew with,
What it was, because look, somebody saying it can't happen, especially if it's a young girl. But you was no young girl. You'd already had 2 children before.
Yeah, I had 2 children before. I was in my early 30s.
You was young there still.
Yeah, I was in my early 30s because I in my late 40s going to 50.
Okay.
So it does happen.
Well,
it doesn't show anything like that.
Well, all right, well, we show you this happen.
But I praise the Lord and thank that, he born healthy, all his limbs, everything. He's 16 years now. He in cadets. He doing what he have to do, I praise the Lord for that.
All right. Well, look, Selvin Batiste is saying, Andy, why all them bush doctors and specialists don't stop the BS and go research? This happens many times in the world. So that happens all over the world and many times. Well, I didn't know. I really didn't know.
Yeah, it was not easy because when I was there making him, it had a lady came in as well. Her tube tied. You understand? Her tube tied, and she said she didn't want it any more babies and whatnot, but she don't know how this happened to her because her tube tied. So that and all gives me raise question because I was going to untie my tube. So, so I didn't bother to do it again because if your tube tie and it came in pregnant, I don't know.
Byron Bass is saying that baby was an immaculate conception by the Holy Ghost, Casper. All right.
It does happen.
All right,
it does happen.
No, it's happened. Well, thanks so much, Trinidad Tobago. It do happen. We get living testament. You say the baby born a full 9 months. It done reach full term.
Yeah, because he was 5 pounds something, almost 6 pounds. Yeah.
Well, so it does happen. So let me do. Thank you so much, Janelle. Thank you so much. So we sure that this happened, Trinidad Tobago. Morning, caller. Where you calling from? What's it? So all we learn, Gael we learn, I learn, bush doctors and all they make to be scientists. We gotta learn, right? Remember, you go research something if something come up like what just come up there. Other than that, I really didn't thought that thing has happened. Many of you women and all didn't thought so, right? So doing research, or they might be seeing that it do happen, right? Right. So we learn. Go ahead, caller. Morning.
Good morning, darling. Morning. Just quiet, little take on it.
Your phone sounding real bad.
You hear me now?
Very, very break up. Your phone you normally powerful. There's my friend here, you're normally very, very powerful. It's sounding. So do whatever to do. Hang up and call back again. One time. I'll look out for your call there now. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, you hear me better?
Where the hell, girl?
Seriously, I don't know why I'm calling.
Try the next number. What number is that you called
You
it?
hear no better now, Andy?
No, girl. You're singing real bad. Oh boy. Yeah, she ain't singing too good at all. She normally powerful. Well, asking the same question over and over in different ways because it's something new to me. I just find it a woman full pregnancy, not getting no belly pain, not breasting grow swell up, no milk in the breast, nothing. Alright, seeing the period, drinking lime normal. And then a day they just feel a pain like the one or two, and something heavy by the vagina and push bum, and a whole baby born and they didn't know. So I really, but Janelle proved that it's possible because her third baby happened just like that. So we learn. We live to learn. And I learned. I never knew. Morning caller. Go ahead, caller. Morning. Where the hell? That line get in trouble I'm feeling. I can see Lennox on. Let me just put him on the screen. Go ahead, caller. Morning. Go ahead, caller. Morning. Wait, I wonder if this line working. Remember, men will be very, very confused on that one, Quite telling you, I confused on that one, but it is a reality. We get Janelle who it happened to her, and she didn't know. She never get a movement. She make a full baby. She just feel the tutu a day and a whole child come out. Breast never swell. Milk never come out or thing. No pain, nothing. Moving normal, working. Husband and she making love still. He ain't figure out well belly. No belly is too, No belly. A whole child fit was there. Hey, it just lay weird. It just lay weird.
Good morning, Ground Report and Ground Report listeners. Hope you all had a safe and happy weekend. This morning, my topic or front burner is, I saw recently where the Coast Guard, along with the police, I believe, intercepted a boat with illegal migrants, along with some other items in it. Meat and cheese and some other items on their way to Trinidad. And they brought them to Trinidad and hand them over. And then there are instances where police make raid and they find these Venezuelans or migrants illegally in Trinidad, and then you're hearing about, the police rescued human traffickers and things like that. But my take this morning is, all these things about finding these illegals in our land. I'm not hearing anything about there being any deportation. There's nothing where these people are being sent back for being in our country illegally. I understand the Prime Minister said that there will not be any mass deportation. But I would like to say that one of the things that I voted for this government for was that she had a strong stance against people who are in the country illegally. And even if you don't have mass deportation, people who are in the country illegally should face some kind of consequences. You cannot have these messages, mixed messages sent back to these people that Trinidad is not having mass deportation. There should be consequences for people breaking our immigration law. Like Trump, hate Trump, but what they are doing in America concerning these illegal migrants, I support it 100%. People in our country illegally is, breaking our laws, and we need to put a stop to it. Another thing is that you have these people, they say that, they are human trafficking and they rescue these people. Well, if they are being rescued, I believe that they should be glad to go back to their country, because they were captive in this country and you rescue them. So you should be seeing on the papers, well, these people was held captive and they got freed. So look them going back to their country happy and joyous. But you're not seeing that, So I just would like the Prime Minister, the Minister of Homeland Security, the Minister of National Security, please enforce our immigration laws and deal with these people that are in our country illegally. Thank you and have a blessed morning.
Nice. Kara Young Hip. And he tell that caller he need to stop smoking weed and take a purge. He's talking like if he have worms. Wow. Right, Nick. Andy is getting too graphic, Anna. The matter has been vetted. Move on. Oh boy. I always graphic, sir. And my graphic is again based on non-belief now. Again, so as a grassroots now is like I'm saying, wow, I won't miss a period. Wow. Her breast ain't swell. Wow. Her breast did not milk. Wow. Her belly ain't at least swell a little bit. Wow. She's sleeping in bed with her husband still. They're still having intimacy and wow. So it's like just trying to find out all the different parts of, to me, she's still seeing her period. Wow. So it's just like, wow. No baby movement in the belly. Wow. So it's mind baffling to me. And yeah, I'm a very graphic person. On radio, when people can't see or just hearing, you have to be, so it's the years of radio. All over on we live here now. Right? So that case already rests again, as I said. It's just shocking. Remember, we get Janelle, who her third child was like that. Okay? So before I continue, let me just say morning to Lennox Smith. Lennox Smith, a pleasant good morning to you. I hope you ain't go back there because you ain't want Nick to say, well, that topic was done vetted. Why are he and all putting in 1 cent, 2 cents, or 3 cents in that? So I don't know. You can move forward from that topic or you can think. But again, a pleasant good morning to you, Lennox Smith.
Good morning to you as well, my friend, and good morning to all and sundry. You hear me loud and clear?
Loud and clear.
Hear me loud? Right, yes, indeed. Of course, a good morning to all our listeners and, of course, viewers wherever you are in the world. Pleasant good day to you, whatever time of the day it is in your neck of the woods, so to speak. A wonderful, of course, beginning of the week. Yes, we have some very sensitive issues that have greeted us at the commencement of the work week, because, of course, the week itself starts on Sunday, so the work week starts on a Monday in the context of Trinidad and Tobago. So yes, indeed. But I think I will not venture into that topic. It's just something came across my mind that I probably will share maybe on another occasion. I think we have had enough of that, and I know that the persons who may be intrinsically involved in the whole process would not want to relive that, because there's a loss of a baby in the process, and very tragically so. But that being as it may, what I want to focus on, of course, is about three matters. We have, of course, the whole question of the PNM indicating through Marcel that you should not politicize the whole debate with respect to stand your ground legislation. We also have, of course, the situation with Marvin Gonzalez, who, of course, has indicated that he wants some answers or has some additional questions with respect to the threat to the Minister of Defense, talking about Wayne Sturge, Honorable Wayne Sturge, and of course the consequential postponement of the celebrations, are talking about the independence celebrations as far as the Savannah exercise, where of course we have this march past, and of course the flyover meaning that planes and so on and our air assets are usually on display, and all of the military and paramilitary resources of the country usually come out there spick and span. I observe, however, that the fire service has said that they are very grateful for the postponement, because whilst they were inevitably and usually would be in preparation, and is really a very popular member of the menu of the different military displays that will take place around that time. But they are glad because it has been in recent times, according to them, been a drain on their resources.
Right, but what was the reason? What was the reason for canceling?
The reason is that there was a threat under the life of the Minister of Defense and his family. That is the fundamental one, and the fact that we are still in a state of emergency. Of course, the opposition is saying, well, there were activities that has taken place in recent times, and there was still this threat and this state of emergency, and somehow suggesting that they are trying to deprive. I couldn't help but acknowledge and observe the racial connotation that would have been built in. For example, statements like you're trying to deprive, of course, people of East Port of Spain. Yeah, that was mentioned. And of course, if it was another holiday, as I'm getting that part of it on the ground, I've not heard it from officialdom. But if it was Diwali or Indian Arrival Day, it would not have been so curtailed. But you see, these arguments are really superfluous and superficial, and really self-righteous indignation perspective, because I want to say that only recently, Emancipation Day, just about a week or so, or 2 weeks ago, was of course exercise at the same Queen Park Savannah, with of course everything in place. But on such an occasion, not all of the government officials would be at that type of function. But certainly in the case of independence, one expects that every patriotic minister and government official, including, of course, the opposition, are expected to be there. And therefore, if it is said that a threat to high-ranking officials that would be present at such an event, because of the nature of it, the president will be there. In other words, the entire leadership of the country would be present there, and therefore, I see no reason why you have to, of course, make it look as though it's some kind of victimization against a particular grouping of people. I've heard it on the ground, so I'm saying that, and I've heard it, of course, unfortunately, clearly looking for more information, and I'm being generous here, looking for more information, and not, I don't want to use the word being facetious or being overly, should I say, political or deceptive or self-serving.
Yeah, but
so I would want to say that because they believe that they should get more information, and that is why they are taking that position. But to say that you're trying to prevent or avoid, of course, people of East Port of Spain, and that if it was another occasion that is dominated or is targeting or usually celebrated by the Indian community or any other community, that such a decision will not have been made. I think it is dishonest, disingenuous, and plain smart with foolishness.
Listen, Paul, humble and polite is saying Trump is deporting the good, the bad, and the ugly. He got to go, sending troops to our Caribbean islands for drugs. Hell no. Here is not Palestine or Ukraine, right? But people are saying that they need the Venezuelans to be deported back, because they say that was a promise by, especially with the boatload of guns and drugs that was coming across and being facilitated by our local people too, right?
Well, a period, I believe it was intercepted by our Coast Guard officials, and that both citizens from both countries were held, and that, I should say, is a good sign for the efficaciousness of our border control agencies. In this case, of course, the Coast Guard, and those are responsible for border issues in Trinidad and Tobago.
But they caught them, remember?
To say anything else, because there was, I understand, contraband on the vessel, and they were heading for Trinidad, so obviously they were coming from Venezuela to, of course, do whatever they intended to do in the country. So one has to give credit to the Coast Guard.
But what some people are saying at the end of the day is to deport them. To deport the campaign promise was for we to get rid or deport the Venezuelans and them. Report that not registered. The unregistered one, and protect the borders, which they're putting that in place, whatever. But Richard is saying, Venezuela is not an ordinary country. We should show some compassion to persons who are human trafficked from there, especially young ladies. Sending them back could be putting them in grave danger. Right? So
and I share that view implicitly. There must be, as the Prime Minister would have said, you have to be eclectic, you have to be selective. If it is that people who have come here as economic migrants for obvious reasons, one expects that those who are engaged in criminal behavior, for example, as the Prime Minister had identified, well, certainly they must be summarily, of course, collected and, of course, deported back home. But to engage in an activity like Trump, for example, taking up everybody, rounding up everybody and sending them back home, willy-nilly, helter-skelter, higgledy-piggledy, recklessly, I think that is a position that ought not to be taken, and I'm glad that the Prime Minister has indicated that only those who are a detriment to Trinidad and Tobago, who are unproductive and are not contributing, and have demonstrated that they are prepared to engage in illicit activities, well, certainly those are the ones that, by way of qualification of that nature, must be deported back to their homeland.
Right, somebody say 36 is playing whole day. Penny does play for 36. Right, so they said 36 will be playing whole day. Penny will be playing for 36. Nick say, like the UNC ain't invite Kareem to any of the stand your ground talk. Maybe it's because all he wants is war, war, war. Right? Well, Lennox Smith done deal with this Lucky Lal, which is, it is said that the...
what is ridiculous and maybe tending to be ludicrous, laughable, is when, of course, he said that only people in UNC, garb, apparel, would be seen at these consultations. And I was taken aback because I know that it was the PNM during that particular meet, or just after the particular meeting in St. James, when their own, and of course, it was an election, it was a local government election scenario in St. James, when, of course, Rowley was accused of lying by people in PNM clothing, because it was a PNM function. And then he converted it to meeting the Prime Minister. And when you go there, I made the comment, when you go to his meet the Prime Minister now, because that's his man, head of government for all of the people of Trinidad and Tobago, all you were seeing in there was red. And then I made the point, I can remember that very distinctly, that if one were to go inside of that scenario to meet the Prime Minister dubbing the event as Meet the Prime Minister, consultation with the Prime Minister, and you were to put on yellow or blue or black, as the case may be, you could invite some kind of animosity and some kind of unfortunate physical
bias.
Episode.
It was,
so that level of hypocrisy, in other words, I thought was unbecoming, and it shows a level of immaturity, frankly, and desperation.
Nice. Too much of nonsense comments on the live right now, guys. That is Primraj and then Trinidad Revolutionary Soldiers replying to Barry Budram. That woman in your profile pit is a waste of time. She needs a real man, because you need the same thing she wants. And that is, all right, Barry Budram is saying here to the bottom, Kamala is too old. Right? That's what Barry, I don't know what's going on with him. He's just going to come. Philip Alexander Day. Philip go fix it. That you're supporting Philip. All of a sudden you starting to get problems. So Kamala is too old. Barry powered up is the Prime Minister. Right? That's his opinion. I know the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago is Kamala Prasad Bisesa. Right? Oh boy. So far, everybody can see this man called Barry Pardup is running the country. All right, we bypass that. I just peeping there quick to just go through some of the things. Boom. Right. So what else we have on the front burner by the mean?
Well, let me just respond to that very, very immediately. That Barry Pardup as the real Prime Minister, that's a PNM construct narrative, frankly, and while of course he would have his responsibility, after all, he has been made the chief whip and therefore head of government business in the Parliament, in the lower house. So one would expect that he has certain amount of responsibility. I should say,
he's the leader of government business.
The Prime Minister will want to depend on him for a number of things. So for example, I had communicated, as I said last week, for those who didn't hear, I communicated to the Prime Minister on certain issues that was, in fact, some of which was related in the 100-day celebrations. But I got a telephone call, and when I answered, it was Barry Paravat. And he told me in no uncertain terms that the Prime Minister asked him to communicate with me as far as the concerns, to find out the concerns that I would have had. And I did, of course, disclose in order for him to convey to the Prime Minister. So does that mean that he is the Prime Minister? No, the Prime Minister asked him to, of course, intervene in the matter, and therefore I expect that what I would have expressed to him as far as my concerns was concerned would have been conveyed to the Honorable Prime Minister. So it is a fallacy, it is a construct of the PNM merely to make it look as though she really and truly does not have the wherewithal to manage the affairs of the country. But that is far from the fact.
Go ahead, Laukita, go ahead.
Morning to the big good man. Morning to Andy, morning to Mikey, morning to Trinidad and Tobago. Andy, but we say no relaxing and taking in the program. But when I hear people talk stupidness, I start to get up. I don't want to get up, but I start to get up and call. When we were talking shoulder power, that is the Prime Minister and here in the country. So what happened for that? If you see, he bright and he can hand these stories. When Rowley was the Imbot was running the country. Imbot at Duns was running the country, and Rowley was just a figurehead, and nobody wasn't saying nothing. Only was just quiet. Nobody don't want power that running. Power that running it, he bright power, he's a real bright man, he can more than run the country. So all the talking stupidness. When Imbot was there, he was running it. Only say anything? But I wonder you all in, and I just sit down and listen and pong them as they come. They'll come good. I locked on and listening. Right,
Joe Moses say Barry Boudram vex he not getting no expired hampers from the PNM. So if Kamala is old, she can run the country better than Rowley. That thing there. Barry Boudram is saying now to see Barry powered up is the PM. Patricia Reed is saying, watch Lennox nose growing. All right, don't know you. We talking serious thing and you watching Lennox nose growing, right? Barry Boudram is saying again, thanks Lennox for confirming my suspicions, right? Meaning what is you mentioned that you communicate with Kamala, with the Honorable Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister let Barry call you. So he says that confirms his suspicion because she didn't talk to you. She let you talk to Barry. Right. Oh boy. He's a permanent secretary in the office of the Prime Minister. That kind of logic
is so incongruent and it's so inconsistent, it's funny. Because I mean he could not do it on his own. I didn't call him. She instructed him. In fact, when I asked him his opinion on a particular matter during the exchange, it wasn't even an exchange. He said I could only convey what you would have said. I have no opinion, so I could confirm that I was in this situation. So that doesn't tell me that he is. How does that tell anyone with a modicum or a morsel of common sense that Barry Paravat is the Prime Minister? That is stupid.
All right then. Oh boy. Boudram John said the PNM is not good for Trinidad and Tobago. PNM still cannot get over the cut. I died from Jill Monroe. Oh boy, just running through here, they quick day. Oh boy. Right, anyone is talking about my PM, all they probably dumb, deaf and blind. She is a woman of love, care, and compassion. All you leave Kamala and Barry alone. That's Alan Hercules. Caller, caller, you damn right. Who run the country is better than when Rowley was running the country. Right, Rowley's a waste of time. Right, somebody said, don't forget Marvin caught him with a man in the house. Right. So let me take the next call there. The lines are open. What's on your front burner? What says thou? And by the meanwhile, let me organize to
and I want to say as well, just in case, if there's anybody, well, I'll give way.
Yeah, let me.
But
go ahead.
Prior to that, when she asked me what contribution I would want to make to the government, and she said, "Well, listen, do not necessarily give it the Friday because that was a Friday. Take your time and make a decision over the weekend." And I did, of course. I always had my intent as to how I would want to make my contribution, and I did put it in an elaborate proposal. I'm not going to give any details there. But after that, she said that she will pass it on, and I could say that she would pass it on to both the Minister of Homeland Security and that of Defense. And is it that they are the prime ministers because she passed it on to them?
Right, hold 1 minute.
I'll make that point to throw hot water or cold water on that argument that because she asks somebody or she instructs someone to do something that is in the government, that they supposed to be the people who are in charge of the government. No, the prime minister, titularly and practically, legit and
hold 1 minute,
and in every respect, is the head of the government, and this person, of course, is Kamala Prasad Bisasa SC.
Go ahead.
And M.
Go ahead, caller.
Hello. Good morning. Good morning to the ground report. Andy William, Lennox Smith, Mickie K. I'm from Grandy at this time, and my contribution this morning is we have a beautiful prime minister. Age is not with her. She have experience, and because of the experience she went through, she's able to run this country in the way it is being run now. She has chosen beautiful ministers within her party. All of them, she have them well ordered, and they're doing the work very good. They had telling us that, well, Independence Day, we would have the celebration. I am happy about it because I believe in my government, and they said to us to convert in prayers. And what I will say about that is that day, the churches and them who decide to have services is beautiful. But those who decide to stay home, I will advise you all to buy a red, a white, and a black glass candle to light it that morning and say prayers, say your prayers. If you're using Psalms, if you use Psalm 6, you repeat it 7 times. If it's, you're using, well, in the Hindu form, you might want to use candle, but you could light 3 big diyas. One you put Sindhu in it, one you put saffron, and one you put hing. And you chant to Lord Shiva and Mother Kali put it in that day, because we praying together to clean our country up. If it's the Muslim way, you use Suraj 1, the opening, and you bow to the ground to say that prayer. You're using St. Jude.
All right.
That prayer for St. Jude that day. But the powers of it is the red, the white, and the black glass candle you will light in your home. I love my minister, my prime minister. She's beautiful in all actions, and anybody degrading and trying to say they're sure enough themselves to be what they are, they're empty inside. You must recognize love and you must recognize hate.
So true, caller. Thank you.
And our prime minister is full of love, and this is my contribution.
Thank you very much. Next caller. Oh boy, go ahead, caller. Morning. Go ahead, caller. Don't listen on the radio. Let's talk. Go ahead and talk. Turn down the background.
Yeah, good morning. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we are hearing you loud and clear. Where are you calling
Yes,
from?
good
And
morning.
what's your contribution?
We hear you loud and clear.
I just have to say something, right? Spain that, that their reflection and prayers and thing instead of the independence is a nice thing to say. But let me tell you something. Too much of blood, sweat, and tears and sacrifice came for the freedom of this country. That is the birthday of the country, right? I vote for UNC and everything, but not because I vote for UNC means that I will stand by every single thing, right? And I am saying, Kamala, okay, you're wrong for that, because if it is you want to say you want to it has no money in the country and thing, okay, we get that. But have other things, right? You could say, okay, we could put that aside or something. Not the birthday of the country. You're wrong for that. I am saying it. I'm saying it in big. You're wrong for that. That's the birthday of the country. Every country does make all sacrifices for the representation of their country. That is the biggest pride, the biggest joy, the biggest thing to be proud of, to celebrate your country, the day of the birthday of your country. That is the main purpose of being in your country. That is the most patriotic honor you could ever have after prayer, family, country. That is one of the greatest honor, to honor your country. And that way you're putting down, I just say you're wrong for that. Right? You're wrong for that.
Okay, caller, thank you. That's your opinion.
I think that caller is laboring under what is, probably we have to define more specifically what is postponement. The day itself is not postponed, the recognition is there. You can do that in your own way. The parade and those very public assembling of the entire almost leadership of the country gathered in one place, that is the security risk. So that the day itself is not postponed, There will be an Independence Day. There will always be an Independence Day.
And the holiday is there. It's still there.
That's right. And therefore a holiday. What has been postponed is the parade.
The parade.
And the gathering of the leadership of the country in one place that could, of course, if the threat that has been indicated by the security forces materialize, then the entire leadership of the country could be wiped out in one fell sweep.
Go ahead,
That
caller.
is the issue, my friend. All right? So let us get it clear.
Go ahead, caller.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Barack
Good morning.
Here.
Yeah.
What utter rubbish that caller just call and talk about blood, sweat, and tears and dotishness he talking about it. We was given independence by the British. We didn't fight for no independence, and they wanted to cut ties with Trinidad and Tobago, and they give the biggest idiot in the world to become the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. And that's where we're here today. What we should be fighting for is independence from the PNM, because we lose more blood, more lives. We sweat more sweat. We cry more tears, and we shed more blood under the PNM in Trinidad and Tobago. We ain't do that fighting for independence. Yes, we had to celebrate with independence, and yet we became an independent. But every single thing, he clearly doesn't know anything about the history of Trinidad and Tobago. We stand by, whether we like it or not, Christopher Columbus is part of Trinidad and Tobago history. And we stand by and let this idiot, Rowley, come and try to say, let me wipe out Christopher Columbus from our history. Take it out from the coat of arms and try to mamagai the people and that how here what. We didn't supposed to be learning and understanding that how, whether we like it or not, just like all other parts of the world that Christopher Columbus sailed and colonized and all this kind of thing, that he did that to Trinidad and Tobago. We must wipe out that from history. We mustn't be independent and patriotic of where we really came from and what is the truth about Trinidad and Tobago. So all the dotations were talking about blood, sweat, and tears. You would prefer to know that how your security agencies,
in your country telling you, here what? We are facing imminent threat. Look at how brazen these people have become, where they're going and killing people, now walking out of church. They're killing you in the broad daylight. They're killing you anywhere they feel that how they could point a gun and shoot you. They don't care. The security of Trinidad and Tobago, we are under an SOE, a state of emergency, telling the population, hey, we have these intelligence coming from prison, coming from all over, that is threatening the security and the safety of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And this idiot calling and talking about EE against them and this. So what he had preferred to do, ignore that. Have the celebration, everybody partying and fireworks going off and all this kind of thing. And then you hear some dotish man come and kill about 20 people. And then you know what they're going to say? The Homeland Security are doing their work. This one are doing their work. Look, what do they do to allow this to happen? How that could happen? Why they should have everybody gathering and as a SOE? So that's how we just think in this country. We would prefer to let our celebration go on, lost life, and then come and complain, rather than, hey, say here what? We independent, we patriotic, let we support what the government is proposing. Let we don't wait for something to happen and then try to prevent it. Let we be proactive, let we be sensible. And 1 year of this nonsense that has take place every year, that won't kill you. That won't take away from the fact that we are independent. If you are independent, you are to celebrate that you are independent. All over the world, they celebrate independence and parade military force and salute and thing. All they just window dressing. They just to show that how people have authority over others. That is a mental slavery, to be sitting down and have the peasants and watching and people passing and you have to salute and president come in. And what the president does for Trinidad and Tobago, this president or any other president, but you have to go now and clap she when she come in and walk in and saluting and all this kind of thing. We ever fight a war or anything like that? You understand? All eyes for my part is just waste some money. Just throwing money into nothing. You know what different things they could have done with that? Look, we just complain about fire truck. They have no equipment in the fire service, and they bring out a set of new equipment and drive it up. But when you see your house on fire, you don't have a fire truck to go and out it. And you're spending nearly $3 million. That $3 million could buy about 4 fire truck. And the same fire truck that all you're saluting and thing, when your house on fire, you could have a fire truck that come and out the fire. Rather than you watch it and you wipe it down and it look nice. And then when you see your house catch fire, you don't have a fire truck. You have to wait until your place burned down, your family lost their life and all kind of dotations. Unless we don't get our priorities straight and start to really live as an independent thinking nation, and do only study about all kind of dotishness, and this prime minister doing the right thing. Forget all the dotish talk. Like you hear what she says, she makes mistakes and thing already. She ain't gonna do that again. And let me tell you something. The worst non-functional, if it have any in this present government, is better than the best that it had in the last PNM government or any PNM government. None of them could come in Barry Padara shoes. And if the Prime Minister have that wisdom and see that how she could have Barry Padara as your right-hand man or whatever, just imagine a man used to be laughing at all you, making joke at all you, Imbert, and giggling when he raised prices and thing. And all you had he, as all your Prime Minister, acting for many occasions. Look, then they come and they throw shame in all your face and make Stuart Young the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. And all they're talking about Barry Padar. All the shepherds worship Barry Padar. None of them can come in Barry Padar shoes and to even talk and to be as diplomatic as Barry Padar. So every single thing that is happening in this government is happening for Trinidad and Tobago. It's happening for the independence of the country. It's happening for the future of Trinidad and Tobago. We know that people so accustomed living with nothing and accepting nothing as what they enjoy. that when you see things happening now, they're feeling uncomfortable. They're feeling that, oh, hey, things shouldn't get better. Let me wait. Let me continue seeing lives lost. Let me continue seeing people begging and suffering in the country rather than to uplift themselves and ask for betterment for Trinidad and Tobago. That is where we are today in this country with these sort of dotish thinkers, who anything you're doing for the better of Trinidad and Tobago, always they have a problem with it. Well, let it continue like that now. Why they don't go where they feel that they could live in a country where have better show for independence and things. All over the world, people fight for independence. We didn't fight for no independence. So what dotation is he talking about? They must try to educate themselves a little bit of the history of Trinidad and Tobago, and then sit down and talk the rubbish we will be talking about. Have a good morning, gentlemen, and happy Independence Day.
Thank you very much. Oh boy, some callers say here.
I wouldn't want to be so harsh on the caller. I think the caller might have been genuinely expressing his concern. But I want to say, however, that there is precedent for this. From my brief research just now, both 2020 and 2021, there were no parades.
Nice. Not only that, the Vicar say, caller, it had 2 years ago when it had no independence parade when it was COVID. They did have independence parade. Right. I wonder if this caller even corrected Rowley destroying Trinidad and Tobago. All right, Mother Bernie Jack is saying, boy, you all you're stupid. You're stupid. What is honor? We are not independent. Rowley made it so dictatorship was there for 10 years and you all did not say anything. It's more patriotic to put safety first and let good sense prevail. Caller, I don't agree with you and your comments. Oh boy, it's just quick. Caller song very dance. What people can do on Independence Day is to put a flag in front of your home or your house or anywhere you feel, obviously. All right, so that's the comments of most of the people there. Go ahead, caller. Oh boy, sorry about that. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, good morning to the ground report and all protocol observers here.
Good morning.
All right, Lennox, I couldn't agree with you more. With this caller who's talking about Birdie, and I'm going to tell him something. One, under a state of emergency, crowds are not permitted. Two, you cannot take over 1,000 of your military personnel and put them on display while you are under a state of emergency. A state of emergency means the country under threat. So when you take 1,000 plus of your military personnel and put them on display, you're exposing your bottom for licks. So you're talking about Birdie, Mr. Man. In the first place, you start wrong by I vote for the UNC, and Mr. That is a cop-out. You don't vote for no UNC. If it's a PNM, it's a PNM. Nobody can beat you for that. But don't come here to try to castigate the UNC for doing what is right. Because like you don't understand what a state of emergency entails. If you did, you will understand under a state of emergency, crowds are not permitted. They've been a bit light with you all and letting all you do things. But you know, you're not supposed to gather more than 6 people. More than 6 people ought not to be gathered on a state of emergency. And the government a little light with all you. Only accept it and be glad for it. 1 year without parade will kill all you. 1 year without a parade will kill all you. Listen, let common sense prevail and stop calling in this wonderful program with all your tummy rot. Stop it. And make sense when all you call in this program, please.
Thank you very much. Go ahead, next caller. Morning.
Good morning, Andy.
Go ahead.
Andy, I'd like to pick up on where Mr. Barakpo made his contribution, and a very well deserved contribution. Right? Lennox?
Yeah.
Give me a definition and the meaning of independent.
Well, you go ahead. You go ahead.
I've done that for you already. That's all. But it simply means that one determines his or her own destiny.
Right. Go ahead. You go ahead, Felix. Yeah.
Very simple.
Yeah. Well, independence from 1962 till now. Check out what the PNM has made the country. They made the country dependent. We supposed to have things what the Almighty bless us with, and they come now and they get rid of it. You understand? So this caller who talk about born and fight for freedom and all, he talk a bunch of crap. Yeah. Right now we dependent. You understand? Because we had train, we had cocoa, we had coffee, we had iron and steel, we had all those things, and who get rid of it? Not the PNM? They make us into a dependency syndrome. And according to the last caller, SOE mean that no crowds to be gathering for any event or anything, and especially like a magnitude what take place here in the country with the threat on politicians and what have you. So that is my take on it.
Thank you. Oh boy.
Good morning. Have you ever noticed that it is in the difficult times that we grow stronger? That's when we are being stretched. That's when God is developing, preparing us for promotion. We may not like it. Stretching can sometimes be uncomfortable. But if we can keep the right attitude, we will come out better than we were before. The key to passing the test is to remain in peace at rest. When you are in peace, you have power. When you are at rest, God can fight your battles for you. Many people wear themselves out, frustrated because they don't have the job they want, upset because a child won't do right, worried over a health issue. No, turn all that over to God and be willing to go through tough times with a good attitude. In Colossians chapter 3, Paul prayed that the people would have the strength to endure whatever came their way. Think about that. The great apostle Paul didn't pray that God would remove every difficulty. He didn't pray that God would deliver them instantly. He prayed that they will have the strength to go through it. Sometimes we pray, God, you have got to get me out of this situation today. I can't stand it any longer. If it goes on another week, I am not going to make it. But a better prayer to pray is, Father, please give me the strength to go through this with a good attitude. Help me to keep my joy. Help me to keep my peace. Our circumstances are not going to change until we change.
Andy, good morning. It's me again, Orlando. Andy, I'm very confused. Totally confused about a woman saying she's pregnant and she do not know. I mean, it's like somebody telling you hungry and she knows you're hungry or not. I mean, something wrong with that story. That story is totally false. It won't be, if you say it's 2 months, 3 months, and you don't know yet, they're telling you for what's there, 6 to 9 months of period. Is she stupid? Is she foolish? She don't know. She's sleeping with a guy or a boy or a man, and she don't know. And it has all probably to do like the propaganda of the PNM. Everything come out of these people them out by propaganda of the PNM. Propaganda of the PNM. That's all it is, right? They're trying to you tell me with the party and the president.
The audio get bad, Orlando. The audio started to get bad to the end. They wasn't understanding what you're saying to the end.
Good morning to the ground report. Lower Santa Cruz here. Andy, Mickie, Kerr, and Lennox. Andy, I agree with Auntie Kamala for this independence parade is a waste of time. Because since independence, PNM crush down the country. In the colonial times, the country is running better. You know? So this independence thing is a waste of time. You know, so I agree with Auntie Kamala one time. The opposition leader talking about the thing with that money spending Princess Tongue had no fire brigade station, Point 40 had no fire brigade station. That money could be used to fix up the station and them Santa Cruz had no unit, Sawa one unit, Arima one unit, you know. So this Independence Parade, I feel should belong that for about 10 years. It's a waste of time. So you and the rest of the Gong Report crew have a good day and God bless.
Andy, good morning. Good morning to the Gong Report family crew. This is craziness with this woman. She was pregnant for so long and she go through symptoms, vomiting, feeling sick, yet still baby is always moving up, kicking up in her belly. You ain't get no kind of sign, no kind of feeling. Well, I don't know, but that probably she was like AI, I don't know. She have no feelings. I don't know. So something had to be wrong with this woman. Something wrong with this woman. No kind of feelings. Nah man, your belly ain't even rise. Sometimes people they say you carry the child in your back or your bottom and the last minute the belly show up. No, nothing. Something wrong with this woman. And Andy, that busman is very cheap. It's cheap people that's be giving them kind of problem, complaining and all these things like that. And they don't want to spend and they always complain. It's cheap. Them the type of people just give you money for butter and they're looking for cheese and sausage and ham. They're giving you butter money and they want to look for cheese and ham and sausage. And they really say the more you live is the more you learn. So I learned something this morning. I know plenty people really learned something this morning. The more you live is the more you learn.
Morning, Gong Report. Morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Andy, I sent you all some clips with a guy talking about they're going to take the crime wave, you know. Anyhow, my thing is, what wrong if we don't have 1 year, we miss independence celebration 1 year? You understand? What wrong with that? This PNM people and them is something else. The same thing they do with COVID. They needed to have carnival. Don't mind the threats, but COVID. They will have carnival. They insist they must wine and jam. They have carnival and COVID spread throughout this country. For 3 years, 2 years, people was under scrutiny. Yeah, you can't walk, you have to get vaccinated and things. So the threat is real, just like how COVID, it was real. You understand? The threat is real for magistrate, lawyers and things. So don't let PNM sway this government and prove that they still have power and they still have this, right? Remove all them PNMites from all government agencies. Let all of them go because they have this country run down to the ground. All them PNMites who on social media talking about PNM, that they have this one who shaped like this plant from Sesame Street. Always talking and bashing it, have a next one cussing and saying, come not shut down UNC. It all on social media. Why these people don't shut up? We suffer for 10 years. 10 years. Look at that. India come and bring aid to this country. We get emergency helicopter. We get buses. We get laptop. Why these people don't shut them out, these PNMites, and then it had nothing good from them? So 1 year independence. So if everybody come out, the magistrate, the prime minister, and everybody, and these gunmen just line up in the crowd and they start to shoot people, what they going to say about that? What they going to say about that? Just line up in the parade and start to shoot everybody, like how they assassinate Kennedy. These PNM people stupid, boy. Same thing to do with COVID. Oh, COVID is not a risk. We're going to have carnival. After carnival, what happened to the country? Hey, all shut them people down, the man. Put them on an island one side. Okay, you guys have a nice day.
Go ahead, caller. Caller, go ahead, caller. Make it short and sweet. Go ahead. I'm trying to clear.
Morning again, Andy. Andy, what's going on, boy? This man who just so called and said that stupid is talking about blood, sweat, and tears. Where you was even from outer space out. Nobody in the Caribbean fights for independence. Whether it's Trinidad, Bahamas, that's in Vince. Nobody fight for that. England was glad to get rid of we boy. So we talking about we wobble these other countries we read all over the world. You see, we man pick up gun and they fighting with England to get their independence. England was glad to get rid of we. We was a burden on England. They give the white people come there, they give you a big railway. The PNM get rid of it, they close it down. They come and give you sugar milk to make we rum and mix sugar and thing. PNM come and they close it down. They leave a big oil petrol oil field there. PNM come and they say everything the PNM destroy. So we talking about blood, sweat and tears. England was glad to get rid of it. They say, well, go, all you want that? Sorry, all you say so long tax rate. Well, go, take that and go. We talking about blood, everybody fight for blood, sweat and tears. He's a stupid idiot. He might be just born yesterday.
All right, next caller, go ahead.
Yes, blessed morning, Andy and Mr. Lennox. Akim here.
Go ahead, Akim. Make
what going on?
Yeah.
What going on? You see that parade thing? Let me say, as a person, I just accustomed having my birthday party every year. And I hear my life on that trip. I decided this year I'm going to keep a prayers. You understand what I'm saying? This is I want people to think, you know. You understand? If something is to go and happen in this parade and people is to get injured or something, you know what I would say? We have an irresponsible government. Now you have a responsible government doing things to safeguard the people. Take people talking and certain matter. I was for the parade too, but when I hear the different thing in it, they give about 3 different reasons they give. We not one another, they give 3 different reasons why we should think about moving past that parade thing this year and just keep our prayers and people still do hear it. And next thing too, what I'm to tell you is the A team and the B team, Stuart Young and Penny, whoever, all the parties split, all the only they talking and set a thing to this unify the country about India and Africa. We passed that, you know. We on unity and progress. That's why we vote this government here and we being patient with them with the changes. We know it's a real changes to come to better the country and we have to be a little patient. You understand? So I said that to say, all you have a good program, keep educating the people. Mr. Lawson, me and you have someone finish business, I will come down and check in our timing. But right. Yeah, I just called it, I listened to the callers on them and I find they're on point. It only I want to talk about blood, sweat and tears, but I know blood, sweat and tears, but bullets are passing and the government had to safeguard the people on them. You understand? Well, have a blessed day. Let's turn on listening.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy. Hold on 1 minute, caller. All right, Echoes Horrors told me I need to correct someone. I want to believe maybe Lauketa. Oh, I don't know who said that the countries in the Caribbean never fight for their independence, that they get the England was glad to just give them the independence. And Echo for us say, Andy, correct that caller, please. Haiti fought for their independence. Haiti is a Caribbean country. Lennox Smith, Haiti fought for their independence?
Yes. In fact, it was the first all black country, very early. Can't remember which century it was. I think it was 17 something. But they did, but they paid and continue to pay a very high price for that.
Wow. Well, I caller, go ahead now, caller. Pleasant good morning to you. Where you calling from, and what's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Hi, good morning, gentlemen. Good show as usual. And you know, when I am listening, I feel so happy to listen to these sensible, intelligent, ambitious callers on the ground report. They understand the reason why we are not having any parade. You understand? Let me tell all you this now. UNC government is a very strong, very responsible, very intelligent government, right? And if you made an oath that to do what you have to do without fear or favor, that is what you have to do. A strong government like the UNC will know and they will recognize that every day they're going to be criticized for doing good. You understand? because there are plenty people in this country don't like the idea how UNC come on strong to fix the wrongs in this country. They are accustomed with their crime. They are accustomed with their racket. They are accustomed with their underhand dealings with their lawlessness. And guess what? They want that to continue. But we, the people who want a better country and a better life, we are supporting our government 100%. You understand? Make whatever decisions all you have to make and be aware, be conscious of the fact that all you will be criticized. But what the hell? Do what you have to do and do what is right. You understand? You haven't parade in the savannah. Everybody in one space. And you have these haters, these criminals out there with drone, with gun, with all kind of thing. You want to take that risk? Kamala Persad-Bissess and her team made a very, very intelligent decision for the country. That is what she was voted to do, to make decisions for the best interest of Trinidad and Tobago and the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And she has to do that. And when she's criticized, it is okay. You understand? The Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago and the security team and all the people said, there will be no parade on the 31st of August. And guess what? Guess what? All you beat all your drum and dance. The ones who understand, blessing to all you understand the meaning of national security. But the rest of them, let me tell you, beat all your drum and dance. The woman said there will be no parade, and there will be no parade. You understand? All you continue with all your nonsense. All you have to respect the decisions that this government make, and all you on the PNM, all you can talk, and all you can bark, and all you can do what all you want to do. Kamala Persad-Bissess and the UNC government is always doing what is best for Trinidad and Tobago and the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And who vex? They vex. Enough is enough. Blessings, fellas.
And this watcher with a face that you must see ask yourself, but what wrong with this woman, boy? Like she said. And this is Morgan watcher with a face that you must see ask yourself, but what wrong with this woman, boy? Like she's sick. Lennox, congratulations to me for bringing out that topic yesterday. It's nice to know that they put out that on this morning paper, Gazette. Congratulations.
Andy, good morning to you, Lennox, Mikey, Newbie, and to everybody out there. Andy, I didn't know we had so many gynecologists and midwives on the chat that everybody is an expert to know that the woman should have known, the woman should have gone to a clinic, the woman should have this and the woman should have that. And then you are hearing from Janelle telling you about her experience. It does happen, Andy. It does happen. And saying that the woman lying, and I mean women like ourselves. But Andy, it's either sometimes they have an irregular period or they have the period with it. Sometimes the baby, they bear the baby more to the back. You don't show a big tummy. Or sometimes if they already is a heavy person, right? They wouldn't experience a tummy growth. All these things come into play, but all these experts, and them I am listening here this morning, all these experts, wow, I think they should join the OBGYN clinic in the hospital. And tell Lennox, please, answer your phone, man. I send in your messages, yes, anyone even answer your phone, up to last night. All right, take care.
Boy, plus Andy, oh, Mother Bernie say play she voice note, boy. You go get in trouble, you know. Again, I'm playing voice notes. Look, I not reach thinking up there. Let me just finish off those voice notes there quick. Oh boy.
Good morning again, Andy, Mikey, Lennox, Newbie, and to everybody out there. Andy, I have never heard so much ignorant remarks from Penelope Beckles, Marvelous Marvin, Kareem, right, the UE graduate, and Amy Brown and others. Ignorant, and to ask the PNM supporters. I want to know if 1 year They don't have the parade. If that is going to, they're going to die. Didn't they cancel the parade when we had COVID? Didn't they do that? And they all survived it? What is the big deal now? But you know, the difference in now is that a different government is in office, so they don't want to tolerate it. Right away, they're disrespecting the president. Can somebody please explain to me how putting off the parade is disrespecting the president? How is that happening? No, you know what is happening to them. They want to go jump down Frederick Street with the water truck wetting them like a carnival band. That's what's happening, and they're missing that, right? But I want to say they're not taking into consideration that we are under SOE. Look at the amount of dignitaries will be gathered in one place for this function. If something should happen in one fell swoop, what it is could happen in that savannah. But no, they don't care because PNM is not there. But they should take out the people of the country, and not only the dignitaries, right? What about the bystanders and them? And there will be collateral damage as well. But it's selfish. But one thing I must say, Andy, and I must congratulate the Prime Minister for, is stopping the fireworks. Because for years, everybody have been calling upon the government to do something about it, especially because of the animals and them in the zoo, the close proximity of the fireworks. How many times we hear them? They some of them die of heart attack and all this kind of thing. And finally, something is being done. They criticize. No, they want to hear the bang 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 of the fireworks. I don't know. No, I'll refrain. Let me say back that, right? Since on the 28th of April, right? People like they just don't care again. What they tolerated before that for 9 years and 7 months, they don't want to tolerate something different now. Okay, so I agree with the Prime Minister and them. They decided to cancel it. I totally agree with that. Thanks a lot.
Good morning. My name is Adriana. I'm 24 years. I reside in Couva. I'm reaching out because I don't know where to turn to. I'm looking for a money lender of $2,400 till Friday that I need by 2 p.m. today. By 2 p.m. today to pay rent, as I got set back with some medical situation. Any information I can send. I don't have collateral, but I can provide any documentation needed, any information. I'm currently employed and can replay back by Thursday. However, it's just that I don't know anyone, and it's urgent, and I need it today by 2 o'clock. If you personally cannot help me personally, can you please refer me to someone? I am a honest and I am a honest and hardworking young lady. I'm just experiencing some setbacks. I think you should, if it's by Thursday, paying back that money, ma'am, I think you should just beg that landlord to give you till Thursday. Right? Because going to money lender will pay more problem because you got to pay back plenty interest. Right? You could just set you back even more. Okay, so best case scenario, the best I could say is beg that landlord. Because if you can pay back by Thursday, today is Monday, Thursday is just 3 days away from today, which is by Thursday evening. My advice to that is beg that landlord, because these days everybody broken. These days nobody not trusting anybody, and these days money, lending money is becoming a problem, because I think in Trinidad and Tobago, Rowley make many of these people of Trinidad and Tobago citizens, including all the young people, beggars and loan takers. Yeah. Plenty people went to money launderers and all kind of thing under Rowley. Rowley got broken the whole country. Everybody owing. So now money lenders and all afraid telling anybody, because they know people not having money because they don't having work to pay back the money that they borrow from people. And yes, they realize they can get back more than the money. Because if they lend somebody at 5,000 and they stick and they ain't paying back, it is reached at 10,000 and they get back triple the money. But Rowley and the PNM destroy everybody, including money lenders feel it too. So all you feel it, money lenders feeling it, workers feeling it, everybody feeling it. That's how blind they was, right? So ma'am, I don't know Lennox Smith, I don't know if my advice is a good advice to the lady to just beg her landlord till Thursday, because I don't believe Lennox Smith that she will get you with any money lender, and I believe she will end up in more problems than solutions. Where is your take on that? Because Rowley make everybody beggars.
I agree. The ability of people to, off the cuff and without any kind of assurance or guarantee or knowledge of the individual is very, very difficult. I don't think it's almost impossible that someone would do that at this point in time. What having regard to what she has mentioned, her capacity to pay at a later time, that she can, of course, look for some additional time and at the mercy of the landlord. I don't know. Maybe if she calls, we probably could talk to the landlord on her behalf to show that she is sincere. Once, of course, we are satisfied that she has the capacity to honor the commitment that she indicates she has the capacity so to do.
All right, I didn't thought about that. I didn't thought about that. So, ma'am, you call me after the program in which you just prove to me that you're really working and all those things there. And we will think about just getting involved. Lennox Smith came with a good idea to call the landlord on behalf of you. I will just introduce myself and ask the landlord, please, if it is he or she can just give you till Thursday, please, so we could organize and beg for you. Thanks, Lennox Smith, for our next suggestion, other than she going to the landlord on her own to beg. Go ahead, caller. Morning. Where you calling from? What's your contribution?
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Andy. You know me as Richard from the chat.
Okay.
Right? But I just want to put something in perspective. Here we go. Listening to people saying that we didn't have to fight for independence, which is true. But at the same time, it is amazing that England was willing to give up Trinidad and Tobago, knowing the resources that we have. And it's a testament to the resolve of the people of Trinidad and Tobago and the leaders at the time that they were able to negotiate independence from England, apart from all the other colonies that England had. That's one. And two, I've attended, first I agree that the parade should be cancelled this year, but I've attended parades in the past, and it is amazing to see how our preteen young men, how their eyes light up with pride when they see the precision marching of the troops, the armored vehicles and the mechanized division, and especially the fly past. How they have so much national pride is an amazing thing to see. So I just wanted to say that, and I look forward to the parade next year. Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you so much too. Well, we look forward to it next year. Lucky Lal is asking, Lennox, is the rent assessment board active? Alright, so he wants to know the rent assessment board active. Jason Mitchell is saying everybody broken right now. Patricia Reed is saying 9 years people was not was not begging. Right? We just bypassing Patricia Reed. Everybody catch retail under 9 years. PNM suffer we.
Well, remember, it's we who coined the term. In fact, I coined the term when I go on my usual Friday jaunts. I coined the term, boy, not tonight, boy. I had it Rowley.
Right, exactly.
And everybody adopted that term. You had the Rowley. What did that mean? It meant that you're totally and absolutely broken.
Exactly.
You are in a state of impecuniary. Yes, that's the state you're in. You don't have a penny.
Exactly.
So that is wishful thinking, and someone who maybe just come from the sun, a holiday from the sun, and therefore has not been here for the last 10 years or so to understand what Trinidad and Tobago
was in the last 10 years.
Yes.
Well, I'm telling them, boy. All right, what Sherry, well, I say, well, everybody broken. She say, Andy could never be. And 9 years, people wasn't begging so. Right? Just school say, tell she go on Murray Street. No. Oh, God, just school days are a very serious thing. The young lady, she's only 24. You wouldn't encourage your daughter to go Murray Street to get rent money. Right? She's pleading. If it is, she wanted to do that, she went and send a message pleading for help. And so far, she get the better, she get a reasoning from Lennox, say we go beg the landlord for her. The one say it's better she wait until Thursday. Money lenders is serious problems, right? The next one is say money lenders is almost 50% interest. So please be careful. So that's why we never send her to no money.
Yeah, the usury nature of money lenders, the total Shylocks. They are extremely abusive, 100 and 100 and that kind of thing. So it's 100%. And if you have a delay, then of course it accumulates, and eventually you find yourself in a dire straits where it is impossible for you to repay, as the interest rates, of course, climb and climb and climb on a weekly basis, if not a daily basis.
Nice. The PNM is so petty in their ways of thinking. It's laughable. No wonder we had to vote them out of office. So if they say send he number, it's not a he, it's a 24-year-old she. We don't need to send a number because she get an we will get most likely we will call, so long she can prove, we will call the landlord and beg for her. That song very fishy. I will Travi Dean saying it sound very, very fishy. Right? This is so sad to hear this rent money. Right? Just let the landlord know, wait until Thursday. All right, so everybody's more let the landlord know to wait till Thursday. 30,000 without jobs, businessmen suffering. Just know now you won't see. You would see. Just now you would see. Oh boy. Andy, that's a setup IP. All right, well, remember I will call to find out when that time reach. So let me just continue those calls there. Right? Hey, Mr. He said we overs him. Mr. Gobin. Dr. Gobin. Dr. Gobin say, hey, all along we used to call his name out. Dr. Gobin, on a morning, when I'm starting the program, from the time I say A&A doubles and roti, I just mentioned Jimmy, I just mentioned the Iron Lady, and I also just mentioned you. I think it's Dun Gobin by saying Dr. Gobin. Good morning to you. Right? So, no, not because we win, we forget you at all. Right? Right. So, let me continue there, please. Because it's a lot of voice notes and a lot of calls ringing out. Let's continue.
Bless uprising ground report warriors, Maracas and Joseph locked on and listening. My front burner topic this morning is, I think a few weeks ago, I sent a voice note on ground report stating that with the issue with MTS, where they were stating 4,000 workers were on the breadline. And I came out and I stated that that was not true. And I explained further that the problem was that standing orders to different financial institutions was not being paid, but the money was taken out on the pay slip, stating that it was paid, but the financial institutions were not getting their monies. Well, an update on that is 4 payments were made. And why I'm saying this is I just want everybody to listen well. That this present government has empathy and is dealing with situations as it come. For instance, CPEP, URP, not working, but they're still getting money. And a fortnight money is still being put in an account. If it was under the PNM, I am positive not a cent was going to be paid. And the people would have nothing to say. All right? So I don't know who heard. Who does be listening on ground report to the topics and going back and carrying messages. You understand? But the problem was rectified. 4 payments were paid, and further going down the road, other payments will be made. So don't let these people and them come with the propaganda and try to start with the tricks. As they come, I love how the UNC dealing with the situation one at a time. Tanti Cams, love you. Keep doing what you're doing, and we will get there. Everybody have a blessed and safety. Love in the house.
Davan Dung say, let Rowley pay her rent. He thief so much. Right? Rowley ain't going to pay she rent at all, so she don't have a solution. Premrad says, some people are too tricky for money. Leon Charles say, national flag in front of your homes. Sherry is saying, good morning, Andy. Can I hear Mother Bernie message? Please. All right, you will hear Mother Bernie message. There, I'm playing those things. I miss plenty, so I'm going up. I'm going up the ladder. All them PNMites' father collected millions in dollars. They wasn't hungry. They was too damn greedy. All right. Patricia Reed is saying, Andy, you and Lennox win yet? Yes, me and Lennox win on the 28th. Early the night when we hear PNM no more, we won because we know property tax was no more. We know the demerit points was no more. We know that the Children Life Fund would have been fixed. Man, this government, I done win so much already under Kamla Prasad Bisesa and the UNC government. Right?
I think what could galvanize your position, Andy, because you said it, that if the PNM had won, you leave in the country. But of course, you have won by having to stay now that they are no longer in office.
Yeah, and I was serious, I was looking to go to this country anytime the PNM did.
And I want to tell you privately, I had similar thoughts as well.
You were thinking the same thing? Wow.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. In fact, I had already made arrangements with my son who lives in the United States, and I have some family, of course, in other smaller islands in the Caribbean.
Oh, all right, let's continue.
So I was exploring all of that.
Good morning, Ground Report. The best way to celebrate your country and the birth of your country, or some people put it, is by giving God praise and thanks. Because without Him, nothing will work out right. So that day, focus on God. Because there is no way to honor and serve Him but to thank Him and to put the country in His hands so that all things will work together for good. to them that love the Lord and honor him. God bless.
Right. So someone say here too, which is the same echo of horrors that say Haiti fought for their independence. He say, Andy, read this. Read this. Tell the caller after World War II, the global trend was to decolonize England. Wanted to make the Caribbean countries a federation, but it failed. So we got independence, right? That is from that person. Diane say, if the young lady had a good thing going with her landlord, he would wait until Thursday. So we just had to hope that she had a good thing going with landlord, because when I call, he will say, nah, me wait until Thursday, you know. Every month it late. I can't take this. Plus the owing a month before, and it's 2 months or a month and a half. You understand? So, ma'am, I hope that it's a first time thing with you and the landlord. Right? I see a CPEP worker make a video saying they're being paid still. They are very grateful. All right. So let's continue.
Andy, it might be instructive because I was just told by some businessmen around, hawkers and so on, who would normally have a hustle around this time with respect to the sale of independence paraphernalia, whether it be flags, whether it be buttons, etc., etc. And they are now wondering, and a bumper sale normally is when people head up, and of course from the Queensback Savannah, they are right online, or put another way, they are right in the path of the trek into the Savannah and to and from, and they therefore will get a bumper sale. So they are a bit concerned with respect to that. But I thought it was something that we should address.
Oh,
because,
so they suffer any longer.
There are pros and cons for everything that is humanly created. And I don't know, I'll throw that out there just to hear what the callers
will say. Yeah. It have people that lose in it because it have people invest their monies to get the returns on paraphernalias. Oh boy.
Andy, Barry Parrott is more sober than Georgian because they forced him to resign. Andy, Georgian make an inning bat yet and he was forced to resign. Andy, Georgian never hold a bat, but they forced him out.
Only Mickie came on and Lennox, Mark says something now, boy. How come? Well, I could be wrong, because I might know the whole of Trinidad and Tobago. But how come we do have ornaments or statues of people who fight and escape slave or fight against the slave trade and them thing that was successful? We have Peter Columbus just invade, but what about the people who stand up and fight? Because I think it have a history with a guy in Tobago named Sandy, and he get up and fight and escape to Trinidad. So how come we don't have statues of them there? So, little children when they're growing up, they could watch and they could read it and understand, certain things now, boy. So I just asking this question, Lennox, if we have that or we do have that? Or if we want, we could replace, I don't know if it's still the Columbus statue, I'm sure about that, replace with people that fight here. And I tell you, the people that fight here is Africans and East Indians. I could be wrong. And the people who was slave or descendants from the slave is actually the 1%, and it's going on all now. So this thing that people have with Indian and African, all are in the same ship, It's just some of us make our life a little more better. But we had to let go this race car because it only have one race in the world. And who don't like how Prime Minister come out to start doing shit thing? Well, I pack up and leave. Because to me, all only what the country to stay one way. This country should have been better than how Burkina Faso is getting right now. And Burkina Faso is the only country, I believe, or the only African country right now that is independent. We're not independent. We started dependent outside for help and all these kind of things. We're independent to do certain things, but we're not fully independent. So I don't know why people making this big thing like, independence days and is a real important day, is an ordinary day. As they call about 8 o'clock or 5 minutes past 8, you're right. Independence is just a show, it's a joke. Come on, people, man. Give Kamala she time. Sorry about that. Give Prime Minister Kamala she time that she do what she'll do and bring back the country. But I need to forget about party and study who really work good for the country and the people. Well, have a blessed day.
Pleasant good morning, Mickie, Lennox and Andy. And Andy, never ask you this now. Breaking people's heads out. The PM said don't go over in Venezuela. They go over there, you're on your own. Them fellas and them decide to go over there and you know what's going on. They're on your own. So here what I want to find out. Them got a cell phone and thing to make them calls come inside of there. So if so, well, boy, they're real good. Alright, blessings. Pleasant good morning, Mike. Pleasant good morning again. Andy, this is my second small contribution here. What concerning the Independence Day, what people could do, people could actually get a flag, and put it in front of their house, and anywhere they go, they happen to go on the beach or family members, make sure and have a little flag. So that way we could, still have that kind of patriotic type of feelings, and, let me think outside the box, we could still put flags anywhere around. Nobody's stopping you, so let me do that, At least, you could show your support. All right, blessings, everyone.
Andy, morning, my darling. Morning to you and Mikey K and Lennox. Here now, at the end of the day, that old woman beat the daylight out of them. And yellow, she bring it into a code. You understand? So what the PNM trying to instigate? You understand? They're looking for a hook. Is a hook they're looking for, but they go hook themselves. They're talking too much thing that they're talking stupidness. We cannot take them. They should come off the scene.
Oh God, I'm a big bottom brigade UNC, That a woman there, some people only it's a woman. Some always say she sound like a man. Nah, it's a woman, but she needs it. That big bottom brigade boy. What? Yes, she again.
And some of them don't even know what they're talking about. But they want to talk about, they want independence. Them just want to go down in the savannah and watch the independence. And then some of them jump up in the barn and go down by the police barracks and the thing spray water on them. Is the bacchanal, some of them like, if you ask them what is the meaning of the independence of the country, none of them don't know. Let it take that day and go and look it up and understand what is independence and get knowledge on that day. Some of them. They may even know what is independence, half of them talking. But Auntie Kamala shouldn't do it. And listen, you see them, the people who just talk so, is the least amongst us. They understand anything. Them just talking because they hear other people saying something. They know it's nothing, man. Andy, don't mind these people and them. Auntie Kamala, up on she game, she always a notch up. You understand? Them studying about the independence, but there's a bigger intelligence to that some of the citizens so far from it. All of a sudden it's the independence. But listen to me. If she think like the average citizen, listen to me. It is chaos in this place. It will be chaos. You understand? They are accustomed to the anyhow and do what they want, and wherever the pressure they get the government had to go with that. No, not this one. Not this Auntie Kamala here. We doing things different, and they have to come to understand that it's a different game play now. You understand? The changing of the guards and it's different. They have to understand things will be different. Some of us go get hurt, some of us will be glad, but it will work. It like Buckley's. It ain't tasting good, you know, but it works. Andy, I tell you, the people in the Bible, where God gave them to walk for where they had to walk for 4 days to go to the promised land. It take them 40 years because they was complaining and grumbling. You understand? Oh, look where we now come from. Let me go back to Egypt, and Egypt, where Pharaoh beat them and had them as slaves. You understand? When Moses taking them to the promised land, they start to quarrel. Oh, look how long you take we. Look how long we taking to go there. Where you feel it is, Moses, leave me alone. Let me do what we want. And God caused them to stay in the wilderness for 40 years. What was taking them 4 days to reach? It take them 40 years. And a whole generation die in the wilderness. Because you know why? That generation had us to die out. You understand? For the generation of gratitude, gratefulness to comfort. You understand? And guys will go after some of them quarrelers and complainers. They will die quarreling. They will die complaining because they do not know how to give God praise, and they do not know to give God thanks. Because God say in everything, give him thanks. He say out of evil, God shall go make it be good. You understand? He say whatever you see going on, even if it is bad, God shall go make it good for you. Penny can't even talk to she followers. Eh? She can't even talk to she followers. Them only inciting. Them just want a group of people, you know, to hold on to a hook they send or they put out. You understand? Them looking for the citizens to hold on to something they say. Because them looking for people to on the side. Nobody don't want them. He on the block and only here and a block talk and comment to play talking on the ground report program. It's only intelligent people that call on the ground report. And I went tell her to go on Murray Street. But is there anything that she can do with her hands? Make like pies. They have breastbones and wings. They have fries, which is something that is turn around fast. You have selling water. You buy a case of water. You could make an extra case on it to sell it. Have a lot of things that she could do. You understand? Until she get a job. You understand? Most women just figure, well, if I have, what you want me to do? Well, I have to get a man. No, you will get a man, but you will get a child. Don't feel you might get a man alone, you might get a child, and it will be worse. You understand? So let us think it hard for every one of us. Right? It hard for all of us. I understand where she probably coming from, but there's things that she could do. She could trust God, pray. And you know what wrong with these citizens? Everybody want everything together. Everybody can't come. They can't get it together. It's one at a time. Right? Everybody want to eat together. It can't be so. She had to sort it out and do things. Look at it and do things. You can't just pelt out money just on you, understand? Andy, explain to these people, when UNC win, everybody win, which meaning PNM lost. So everybody win. So let it take the win and understand the win. So them looking for personal win, them looking to get a bag of money, and they looking to get a big work, and they looking, no, PNM lost, everybody win. Because UNC win, and UNC in power, so everybody win. That is the dynamics of it.
Good morning, Andy Williams, Lennox, the ground report, Trinidad and Tobago. Andy, leave the people and them let them vent their feelings. I am a spiritual Baptist. You hear what I say? A spiritual Baptist. And if we, the people who supposed to walk peculiar And we walk by numbers. And all of a sudden, we're condoning the wrong. We don't want to change the wrong into right, but put the wrong into more wrong. Let the people vent their feelings. Spirituality is not carnality. And when a man come by you with a $2,500 as a spiritual Baptist to destroy somebody and you could do that work, you don't have no spirituality. You are not come from God. So the woman is right. Lucifer. Plenty of them is Lucifer. They're going in the Baptist church with their dirty habit and want people to believe they pick it up there. They never pick it up there. What you have inside of you is what coming out. The Bible says is what comes out of you that defiles you, not what goes down inside. When they...
Good morning, Andy Williams, Lennox, Mickie, and the rest of Trinidad and Tobago. Andy, where is the big hullabaloo about the cancellation of the Independence Day parade? They ain't gonna miss nothing. If Trinidad and Tobago every day is a fetting day for them. If you pass by all them bars and all kind of thing, they're always there, so they don't miss the fete. The only thing they're gonna miss with the Independence is free food and free drinks, because when they finish, you go by the fire station, go by the army, go by the police and get free food and a free drink. Me ain't see no hullabaloo about that. And we're not independent. When we were 10 years under dictatorship, that could have never been we independent. So what they're talking about, like if Kamala does so much a crime by saying no parade, they ain't seen the amount of crime and the amount of a thing where people setting up to see if they could take out this government because the PNM not in power. And I find it's time for them to hold some of them PNM people in custody, because they know what the plans are in this place with this thing. They knew in 1990 and they know now. So what are you waiting for to grab some of them? They're uneasy because they know the plans. The new commissioner of police getting into the house, getting into wherever they're going to do. So they're angry. They're misleading trying to mislead the population. Why we ain't getting our independence? But who have understanding will understand that we were not dependent. We were not dependent for 10 years under Rowley because he was dictating me where he said goes. So that wasn't independence. So let her leave the woman alone as she do she work. She knows what she's doing. She's an elderly person, but she brain functioning. Leave the woman alone. And to the people who wants to call in the ground report every minute to talk about this and that and the other, fire burn all your boy. Fire burn all you. Leave the ground report, like educate the people at Trinidad and Tobago what is the meaning of independence and why we can't have it and why we must support the government on not keeping our independence, because the amount of gun, ammunition, who buying gas, we don't know what they're doing with it. We don't know what they're going and do with it. And we sit down there and talking, and we in fear, and we people, we family members, them, we have to look out for them and not, because these days is anything for anything. To let her go to France and prance and leave that woman alone. Who's talk, let them talk. The center all have there, she wasting she time only going on media briefing every minute. She irrelevant boy, and she fully done so a big woman boy. So let me leave them people, let them talk, because we don't care who want to talk, and who don't want to talk, don't talk. Let Kamala Prasad be set as the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Do her work. Fire burn the namesayers.
Oh boy, well I know I've seen that there and Lennox, but just let me just finish. Wait, let me just finish off. Let me just finish off these voice notes and them there quick.
I brought him into the studio on George Street here because he is one of those businessmen who depend on the independence and of course would have stuck up with the paraphernalia connected to it, quite apart from school. School is inevitable, but certainly independence would have been a subset of the general business that these hawkers will be engaged in, taking advantage, of course, of the independence. So I thought I should bring him in because he's just across the street.
Right, but
appreciation. So what are the advantages, disadvantages, and what alternative they have, and whether he expects that the same kind of business he would get as a consequence or not as a consequence of the postponement of the March Pass or the activities in the Queen's Park Savannah.
Well, hold
Morning-
one. Wait,
morning,
Lennox. Hold 1 minute. Let me just finish off those calls because you mentioned there, and the people go say, "Look at that. We are with voice notes. Look how long we send it." Lennox just bring a man to organize, and we get the opportunity. We had to play with voice note. We don't mind, but
because everything in good strides would have been very impromptu. Remember,
Oh, it's
we
quick.
didn't expect
Oh, no,
to
but
have
you see, but a man like that,
a postponement.
but-
We didn't expect to have a postponement. So expect on the ground report to reciprocate accordingly.
right, and a man like that, I don't want to rush him because we will want to hear how he lose as a businessman with the postponement of. So let me just finish off these voice notes real quick.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox. Good morning, Mikey. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to everybody who's on the line. Andy, listen to this now. I should say I call a call here, right? Okay, I agree with some of the things that you were saying. You understand? It's true. It is the country's birthday, but you're missing the point, my boy. The point is simply this: is a matter of national security involved here, and the government already made it clear. They made it quite clear. Listen, you cannot afford to have the president, the prime ministers, and those who are involved in government showing up. You can never tell what could happen because this is an issue of national security. What part of that you don't understand? What part of that you do not understand? What it is wrong with people like all here? Understand this now. It's true, is the country's birthday, but then say what? Which is better to do, right? Which is really better to do? Is it not an issue of national security to ensure that your nation is secure? You must secure your nation first.
Nice, I'm going to continue voice notes. At least that is there as a man who lost on this whole cancellation. Yes, he's there, and he's hearing people saying plain, hey, it's a matter of national security. It's a matter, hey, but they'll give another reason to, which is fast stations and it's a fast service thing. And that money could be better spent other places. So they give many reasons, including a day of prayer. Oh boy, so let me continue short and sweet.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox. Good morning, Mikey. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to everybody on the live. Andy, listen to this now once again. I want to tell people who, when they see they're talking about Trinidad and Tobago, right, in respect to their independence and all this kind of stupid nonsense, right? I heard that caller was speaking earlier on, and the person is quite correct. England did give up, right, their colonies and them, because after World War II, they could not maintain the colonies anymore. So because they could not maintain the colonies anymore, they give it up, right? So I hear somebody talking about Haiti. Look how long ago that was. That was long time before before World War II and all this kind of thing, right? So just a little quick reminder now that England couldn't maintain the colonies anymore, so that is why they give it up. Okay. Anyway, I go on. God bless.
Good morning, Andy, Lennox, Mikey, and the rest of Trinidad and Tobago. This is the Brooklyn Iron Lady calling from Brooklyn. Andy, I could bear with that lady. My daughter came up here. She had two children up here in America. When she went back home, she came back to tie her tube. She went to Kings County to tie her tube. She made the appointment, but while coming down on the bus, she got a phone call, come back immediately. What you think happened? A baby was hiding under what she had nothing of that they saw. All I got a phone call that she had a baby. It is in an incubator. A baby was born. We didn't know where that baby come from. But if Kings County didn't see that baby, it would have stifled to death. That baby is going on 10 years now, and her name is, I'll give her a second name as Miracle, because she's a miracle child. So it could happen. It could happen. I was making my last baby a home delivery, and I get a push, and out the child came. Nearly came in the toilet bowl, but I knew I was making a baby. But my daughter didn't know she was making a baby, so it could happen.
Good morning, Andy and Lennox. I read in a clip that the wholesome Trinidadian men and a Venezuelan men going to collect ammunition and guns. And I tell myself, well, I glad I saw Tanti Cams stop this Independence Parade. Right? Because people don't understand, they don't sit down and, they don't understand anything. All people want to do, some of them, is wine and jam, right? I love the parade, but even for that reason, even for security reasons, why she stopped this parade, I happy, because I want my country to be safe, right? All people studying this race. All people studying his race, and they didn't get to the bottom of everything. They don't like the lady, so everything she say is a problem. Everything she do is a problem. I find all of us should be living as one and looking out for one another. If the woman don't want the parade because she has a reason why she don't want the parade, I don't see nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. You can have our parade in our house. We only dependence in our house. But it have all kind of thing going on in this country, as murders, all kind of thing going on. The woman right, she right.
Bang, bang, bang. The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Nice. About a lot more voice notes, but we will stop here on this one because it's all about the parade and they love the parade. But you all heard what the lady said. She's saying that the government must know what time it is, but yet still we have data and it have other people that will watch the cancellation. Very affectful to them as individual, but he's watching it as affectful to him as a businessman. The government gave many reasons based on the cancellation, including no fireworks and the animals in the close vicinity of the areas of fireworks will be eased. But in life, it always have two sides. In life, two decisions sometimes do sit down well with majority, but sometimes decisions don't sit down well with all. And everyone, they have their losers and their gains based on a government decision. So in studio, we have Dada, and Dada lost in the decision of the government. Let's see if
yes,
understand.
Of course, right here on George Street, of course, in the sub studio, we have, of course, Dada Gabriel, who will give us his view. Of course, that decision was made impromptu, but of course, in national interests, and whilst we cannot sort of blame the government because they have to do what they have to do in order to protect the country. Of course, there are some people who, because of their preparation, because of the nature of their work and their business and so on, may well be negatively affected. So we have to give all sides of the story and see how best we can get a middle ground in the whole process. But without further ado, we have, of course, Dada Gabriel in the studio. He is a businessman located on Charlotte Street and on George Street. But let's hear what he has to say in terms of this development that would have been triggered by the announcement of the government.
Good morning, Mr. Lennox Smith, Andy Williams, Mickie K. Pleasant good morning. I woke to this news yesterday. I didn't hear it over the weekend because I was more clearing goods last week in customs and in the Point Lisa space.
In preparation for the holiday
back
as
to
well as
school
back
and
to school.
holiday.
I see, okay.
Right? So when I hear the news, I get really upset because I'm saying it's a running to loss.
Yes.
Because a lot of money, right, Mr. Lennox? It's about, I left the country in late May, June to organize every stage of event. And when it has something coming up, I just want to leave to organize and do business. I'm no rich man, I'm a medium businessman in the area of East Port of Spain and Port of Spain South. Look, these guys from Georgie Nelson Street send me a list where Mr. Lennox sent me to tell me we had to get this enough for them. Right? I declared that this week. No, it have no events, no the parade, and this is so it's money lost. People just come to me because I's the grown man. I's the man with grown Andy. You know that. So I want to find out. They say a day of prayer. I pray every day. I respect whatever decision my honorable Prime Minister do. I respect it. But remember, it's money lost. Rent at the pay month end, and the landlord is telling me it's a day of prayer. So that's all I ask to get to understand what really taking place. People talking about security, national security, people talking all these things. I have no problem with it. But you see, if come to business, I'm a small entrepreneur, and I carry on to the business of people on Charlotte Street, George Street, and environs. So when people talk about their prayer and this and that, I respect everything. But people who sell nuts, people who sell rags, kerchief, whistles, it's a loss. People buy goods to sell on Independence Day, Republic Day, wherever holiday, Diwali, anything, people spend money. Right now, we having a nice little celebration on the 30th on George Street, Bouncy Castle. I now drop up a letter from Mr. Kit Scotland to support it. And you will say no. You will say it comes from the party of love. But we respect it, we honor it, that we have to keep it. So that all I want to ask you, Andy, is how the people lost will be found back.
You were suggesting that some of the money saved from the parade. What you were saying that some of it, what should be done with it? Talking about.
All it can be done with the money saved. Let's send some little kakada down to George Street and Charlotte Street, and the little businessmen who will be lost in the incoming weeks. And the little George Street, Nelson Street, Sports Day, Park Drive, School Bags Drive, or just send it down. I will accept it. Mr. Lennox, as my political leader, will accept it. But this is something hurt me as a businessman. I don't put out US. I know how the US will come. You have to go through credit card, you have to go through bank give you 200 US. So it's a hard work. And I spend all that money to know hear this. By Sunday, I get to hear this yesterday.
Well, Andy, there you go. You heard it from the grassroots of the grassroots. I would love to hear your views on it. And then, of course, we'll open up the lines and hear what the general population has to say. Because, of course, as you said, you make this. I'm sure this decision wasn't made in isolation. And I'm sure it was made in the interest of the national community. But there are persons who bread and butter will also be affected by it. And therefore, what I think Dada has proposed, or should I say, he had advanced, I think it is fairly reasonable. But go ahead, my friend.
Again, to me, I understand Dada's cry and any other businessman cry based on the preparation that was already in place long before. But I also have to understand that the government just didn't make a decision just so. They make a decision based on national security and on many 2-3 other issues in which they raise on that. So,
but Andy, that's a question, a fair question across the board. Because you know, Ms. Camps is our mother, right? We of love is a part of coalition. We side with everything she said. But as hurtful is now, is that with the money go on knock, or the landlord will come to me mountain. And if right now I don't go on Charlotte Street right now and put out some crate and ply and try to sell. Because I have to find the money back. Somehow. But me crying to people, business is business. But I have to be go carnival coming up where I'll meet with Mr. Farley. I will meet. So it are things, but at the end of the day, the small bread and butter for the small people. All you go tell them now, who have rags pack up, flags pack up, all these things. What you go tell them now to find back money?
Well, all right.
It's a catch-22 situation, Andy, really. When you take it from a small businessman perspective, who is dependent on these seasonal opportunities, because it comes once a year.
Let me ask something. Did you do your business? Did you apply your trade? Did you apply your trade?
Going to keep it until
Hold
next
on.
year? What?
Hold on.
You know, it's quite a complex and a very difficult
Just
situation.
now,
But go ahead.
Well, but did you apply your trade? Because it's have evidence of no independent parade twice, sometime within the 9 years PNM was in power. Did you not lose the same way when it had no independent parade twice under the PNM?
Yeah, we lose the same way because of a pandemic. The city, the whole country was on a shutdown, right? So the loss was lost. But now we see that we're going forward with a new vision, a new head, that we can always try to find something to suit the people or the small business people in the community, in the business area, for that, because national security every day it's problems. I live in a crime-ridden area where I just call a gated community. When I go out there, I just tell them George Street, Nelson Street is a gated community. People watching that boy, they got spot. I got that spot. It's a young fellas from out there will go and help an old lady tote a bag or carry a bag. But people watching that hot spot. So I have no problem with what decisions my lovely Honorable Kamala Bissassa did. I have no problem with it, you know. But the problem is when people come to me to cry that we vote for this, we take your word, we make sure this happens. And I don't answer them now because I do not know. But me and Mr. Lennox sit down every day busting our brain. You, Mr. Andy Williams, we call you. We right here trying to tell the people, hold the hand, hold it. For 10 years we went under pressure and suffocation. But when people come to me with this little minor things, I want to sleep in the night time, Mr. Andy. I don't know, I lost already. Because the goods I bring in, I declare customs this week again. It's taking me over 20,000 TT after I spent over 100,000 US. Outside in Panama, New York, in Miami, LA, and these places, and Suriname and them. But the small people who spend a little takada to make a little dollar, the nuts man, who tote in a barrow and believe nuts, with some reason. The candy man, all these things, people put in gears. We have no problem with it, but if we saving money, put back some money in somebody's pocket. That's all I ask you, Andy. We can pray whole day, because I just pray every day.
All right. All right, callers, the lines are open. Let's just hear you all for 5 minutes. What's on your thoughts? What's your thoughts on this? But just like a pandemic, as you say, and it was a pandemic, at the end of the day, just as a pandemic, which to me is no different to the Prime Minister saying, why it's on hold based on a national security threat. To me, that's like a pandemic too, because deaths, murders could happen, death could happen. And then the people go say that the government had all those information, but they continue going over the parade, and they do it because they want to make sure the nuts man get through, the flag man get through, the rag man get through. I just talking again that how it is people will think too. Because either or, they go have a backlash with the Prime Minister and the government. Let me say they let it go through. And one of the MPs, one of the ministers, or the chief magistrate get assassinated, or the police commissioner get assassinated, or Wayne Sturge, the national security minister, get bulleted that day, then they will say the whole thing will turn around and say, but they knew that. They had an idea of that. But yet still, they go on and continue going with the parade. So let's hear what the people have to say. The lines are open. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yes, we
Go
would
ahead,
love
caller.
to hear your views. We have laid, of course, the realities on the table, the pros and cons, and if you wish to compare it with that of the SOE, well, fine. But of course, the SOE had a greater degree of predictability. Let's not
Somebody
waste
on
time
already.
with that.
Go ahead, caller.
Hello.
Oh, go ahead,
Good
caller.
morning. Good morning, Ground Report. Andy, Mikey, Lennox, and the Ground Report family, and to the General Monday. Andy, this is Puna here. My take on it is fireworks and all these things, this scratch bomb and all these things is noise pollution. It is detrimental to the health of old people. People are medical,
Right,
medical
but let me stick on what is the reasoning they give for cancellation.
All right.
Because
Andy,
you ain't bringing no comfort to him or any business person that miss. Do you agree with the reasoning the government give?
Definitely. Definitely. Because of the high risk, the information, the intelligence that the government and the protective services have accumulated, they see it fit to cancel this. And because, let me tell you something, it's hard to distinguish when this explosion taking place, to distinguish between that and a gunshot and what have you. And then again, more so with the crime situation, you're hearing threats of things, Andy, you want to assassinate people. I think this is right. And you see, for independence and Diwali and all these things, stop this damn nonsense. And in other words, I want to add to it, Andy. There should be a permanent ban on all these fireworks and all these things. Throughout. There should be ban importation of these things because it is noise pollution. Understand what I'm saying? And therefore, not only that, but then check it out, Andy, what benefit it is to the country. And more so, it is foreign exchange.
Right, but Mr. Tunapuna, you're still in addressing what we taking at this point in time. You're going here and there, you're just getting the opportunity to address this aspect. All right, he's not selling fireworks, he is selling flags, national, all these things, and the benefit to that is national pride, and people will be buying their flags and their national rags and the buttons, the Trinidad and Tobago buttons and the this and the that.
All right,
How could you address this business person based on that?
Since the cancellation and the government said they will be saving some money, and therefore these business people who put out their money, I am saying since the government said that they will be saving some money, they could pay off these people, buy their paraphernalias, and give these rags and flags and maybe to schools and other institutions so that it wouldn't go wasting then. Understand? We could buy it and utilize it. Understand what I'm saying? Pay them off. It wouldn't be plenty money for those who have invested their money into it. But we make sure we buy it, we pay them for the time loss and the money that they spend and what have you, and give it to institutions, as I say, like churches and schools and what have you and whatnot, homes and things that we could utilize it. But to just say, okay, we cancel, and these people say they suffer their losses. We could find some meaningful way to utilize these things that they have brought into the country. But as I say again, by extension, Andy, it is a waste of time and it is a waste of foreign resources which we don't have in the country, and it adds nothing to the country.
Nice. Now you go ahead with your other points. Although Sivri saying, Tunapuna, what BS you're talking, but you, at least you was kind of balanced, but you go ahead with your other points there.
Okay, Andy, I have another issue that I want to raise outside of this here. Will that be okay?
Yeah. Outside now, that was say you done dealt with the inside situation based on they could look to see if they could purchase from these people who made the investment for schools, churches, this, that, and they could always keep it for occasions to come in the future, the government itself. But go ahead.
Because, no, I want to draw a reference to an article I saw on the papers with Brian Manning. I feel this fellow on some kind of substance. Because he's claiming that the government is going to devalue the money and all the damn set of nonsense and talking about, the scarcity of foreign exchange and whatnot and things. And he was a minister in the Ministry of Finance. You sat there and saw your Prime Minister, the man who you're working with, your Minister of Finance, Colin Bud, and all they shut down the refinery, We have a depletion. I'm talking about the shortage of foreign exchange and whatnot. Then again, the financiers, the friends, family and financiers of the PNM who inherited the wealth, the little resources we had to the foreign exchange. And you had the audacity to come and tell this government that they don't know what they're doing and they're going to bring this country into a crisis because of all these issues, to devalue the dollar and all this thing, and talk about the foreign exchange, lack of foreign exchange. All that happened under you and your boss, Coleman Board, and under your prime minister, the man who do a zombie on your father. I don't know, like the zombie take effect on you too or what, Brian Manning? Because we cannot see. And as I say this, Andy, all that this opposition is intending to do is to incite violence into this country, you know, because there is no meaningful contribution. There is no way that they see that the people could be attracted to vote and support this PNM government. They're desperate. There is no plans, no policy, or anything. And then you hear they going in the parliament and talking about race and what a penalty, but how much money it costs to bring down board here. Then you hear Gonzalez talking about if in India and Bangladesh and all that. That's what I'm telling you, Andy. Their only objective is to obstruct the government. And then you hear penalty, but who's now talking about the postponement of independence parade and whatnot, I think. The Prime Minister stated clearly, and the Minister of Legal Affairs and the Minister of Home Affairs and Mr. Wayne Sturgeon, what have you. It is a high risk something that is happening right now. Look at how we hear the wholesome fellows in Venezuela with both looking to import guns and all this kind of thing. We've seen the proliferation of arms and whatnot, Andy. Our borders are open. Therefore, some fellows could come here with a pirogue and hold up this country, you know, and form a coup, you know, Andy. And I am saying what you had just said there, Andy, is so right, that the government has to take the precaution to avoid anything happening, because as you say, and I am saying that too, should they lapse and be lackadaisical in this thing and something to happen, you're going to hear the cry of the people. I want to hear the business people, the chamber of commerce, and all these people and them come out. Let me hear what they have to say. Members of the law association, the judiciary, and to hear their views on what this government has taken this initiative to cancel the Independence Parade and all this set of fireworks and whatnot.
Nice.
Okay, Andy?
Right.
Because why we say there is a risk and the government is doing everything possible to avoid anything that could further incite any kind of disruption to this country, Andy.
Thank you very much, because we still have voice notes, so go back on. Remember, we say it's about 5 minutes. We want them also in studio. So let me organize there very, very quick with what is your thing. At the end of the day, as a businessman, he cry out, right? Puna talking BS, that was the last thing was said there. So flags does only sell on Independence Day. Smooths want to know if flags is only sell on Independence Day. He could still sell their flags, right? Gail say you could still sell your flags. All they have to do is put out for sale as usual. All you have to do is put it out for sale as usual. Same good idea, Mr. Tunapuna. Some good idea. All right. Mr. Tunapuna, I agree with you about that. Saddam Hussein already said the money saved would be used to fight crime, Tunapuna. That is somebody else. Jill Monroe say, pay them for what? Pay the businessmen that have those paraphernalia money for what? Alright, that nuts man don't care. He just want to sell his flags and nuts and fry plantain. Alright, what stupidness going on here? Alright, our next caller say, what bull? You lost with the pandemic, and now and was okay. So you lost with the pandemic, you was okay. You're losing now because of national security risk. It's bad because it's a new government. Okay. Independence Day will still be outside. Right, so that is some of the comments. So let me just take one or two calls again, they quick. Right, I ain't see
Well,
it.
well, it is clear what the callers are generally asking is for them to be creative in this circumstance. But certainly it is chalk and cheese when one compares the pandemic with respect to this situation, because clearly in the pandemic you could have predicted, and then of course there was some compensatory package that would have been provided, small as it was, and nebulous as it was, inadequate as it was. So this is something totally different. But I take the argument that they should be creative, and it is not a perennial business. It is a seasonal business. In commerce, it is called seasonal. That is why you only have toys, for example, around Christmas time. That is because of the seasonal nature of it. People don't buy toys outside of the Christmas season, etc. So you see, so it is much more complicated, and that is why we like tough issues, and that is why we present those tough issues, in spite of the fact that we will defend to the hilt, of course, the present administration for, of course, taking the decision that they have. But of course, it may come come around again, and therefore these factors that may have been overlooked, because the small people we are talking about here, not the conglomerates and those who could, of course, withstand the shock of having an investment made, all of your monies usually, anticipating that the season will come around in its normal fashion, and then of course be faced with this situation that was totally unexpected.
Remember, we run out of time.
We must be careful not to be well, let me put it this way, to be as objective as possible, even though of course we may have a subjective view. That's the point I am making.
All right. So hold on, caller, hold on. Oh boy. Only how to make it short and sweet. Please just get to the point, because it's 12 minutes to 10. You know. Morning, caller.
Morning, Andy. Morning, Lennox. To the guy. I agree with what Mr. Tunapuna say. If the government would say, okay, all who bought stuff for the Independence Day parade, the pavilion, bringing all the invoices, I don't think it will be that big, $5,000-$6,000, right? Because you certainly should for $10 or $20, right? Bring it in. Who have invoices before the state of emergency, not after they announce it, right? Before, bring in all the invoices, we'll check it out and see. Another thing with, right, that's with that part. Another thing with security is, my thing is with security, people might hate me for this saying this, but we cleared highways, byways when Mr. Moody came in here. All I have to do is, okay, around the Savannah is a no for the public. Around the Savannah is a no for the public. Inside where the Prime Minister and the President and everybody will be, is a no for the public. The public could be, let me say, from on Frederick Street, go down and stuff, where the parade will go, but the ministers, nobody will follow the parade. But around in the Savannah, where the ministers will be, or where they will be passing, is a no zone for the public, and they go ahead and they have it up on screens or whatever, and the public just wait on the streets for the parade, because most of the time is the streets they want to see, how much people really be in the Savannah. So you have the private in the Savannah, where no public is allowed, and on the streets where the army were when they march down the road, could be, because I think we too backward in Trinidad right now for this to happen. Because when, as I said, Mr. Moody came, they cleared the whole highway for him to pass. So I don't see the sense of, they say that no for the public, and the public is on the road, and they have the parade, right? As time going, I don't know what you will think about that. I may get close to it, but see what. All right, Andy. Enjoy the morning.
All right. Oh boy. Go ahead, caller. Morning. Go ahead, caller. Morning.
Hello, good morning.
Go ahead, caller. Morning.
Hello.
Go ahead,
good
caller.
Morning to the panel.
Yeah.
Yes, you see what the other guy just talked about? Certain parts of security, I think I agree with that. But we should not allow the informal sector to interfere with our independence. Independence is an unspeakable joy. Everybody just come out and celebrate. I mean, look at the Emancipation Day. and the security was looking for Emancipation Day, so you use the technique from there and then take it over to the independence celebration and let people come out and celebrate and pray and everything else. We need that. We need to excel. We need to celebrate our country. It are people who die to get independence, and we have it here for free. So let us celebrate our independence, because let me tell you something. The informal sector will be celebrated, they say, but we're so powerful, but we stop the independence. They're already in curfew, and let me stop the independence. We should not allow that to happen. Let us come out and celebrate and use what they use for the emancipation celebration. You use the forces there. According to what the callers said just now, certain parts of security, they can't go into Savannah and thing, but we should come and celebrate our independence and all that. So that is my contribution. Just supposed to think about something in a different way, and that is my contribution. Thank you very much.
Well, boy, all you're hearing, let me just run through the quick. Go ahead, caller. Wait, our real voice notes here too in the morning.
Andy?
Yeah.
Good morning. Yes, you're back. I guess you're back. You hear no better?
Yeah, we hearing you better now.
Morning. My little take on the lady with the child. I don't believe that, because I can't believe you can be, you get signs. You do some kind of sign. Your body as a woman triggers off. Anything goes wrong with a woman's body, something triggers it off. And you know, well, okay, this isn't right or that isn't right, or my breast or whatever it is, it's something. But to each its own, I just don't believe it. But anyway, on the independence, let me tell Somalia something. When the roller was there, the big bad wolf was there, right? All you saw, Prime Minister, all you had to tap down and hush all your mouth, all you can utter a word. So leave Auntie Kamala, let her do what she has to do. You all are not inside the government to know what is taking place. You don't expect the government to come and tell you all, well, you know, this is what's happening. Those are very much personal things to be stayed into the government, not outside. Okay, they will tell the citizens a certain level, that's it. You cannot disclose certain things. And you'll have to understand. You think Auntie Kamala don't want to have a nice independence? This would be her first independence since, PNM was in power and all the nonsense. Do you think she don't want to? But no, she has to protect the country. And not only that, the finances need to be used in something else that is worth it, and which is national security. And that's what you all understand. Crime is too high. So we need the money. We need money. This man who just called talking about, put up screen and whatever. You go and put up screen. You come out your house and you put up screen all over. Leave the woman alone. Let her do what she has to do. But everything is a party and a party for we saw. It had Diwali coming up. It had Carnival coming up. It had all kind of things coming up. But relax. Stay home. And you can celebrate home. Your friends and your family come across. I think I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to celebrate it still at my home. Do some barbecue and all these things, and it's still being celebrated. I don't need to be in the road that morning to go on. I understand what everybody is saying, and I understand people want to be outside there to see the whole parade and all that. But we have an issue, and it's more than one issue. And you all are not inside to understand what is going on. And I fully know what she's... Anyway, let me hush my mouth. But the fact of the matter is that, listen, you all need to calm down. We will get our independence again. Let the woman take the money, allocate it somewhere else. We need the money.
Right, but remember she did mention, but remember my friend, she also mentioned national security threat. And she mentioned, the money could be allocated to do some things more better and however it go. But it have a lot of people is saying that, she could have saved the money with Moody.
Well, I was now going to Moody, Andy. Before you jump there, but that's okay. Let me tell you something. You know how stupid people thinking, right, Andy? What did we bring Moody for? To meet and greet? To sit down and watch Auntie Kamala and say, oh, come and eat a pylori, come and eat a doubles, and oh my God, we're so happy to have you here. Didn't he come here to close certain deals with us to make sure that we could prosper from India? Isn't that what it's for? So the money was put out for a reason, Trinidad. That is what Modi money was put out for a reason. Because we have to close deals with the outside world. We have to have a good rapport with the outside world. Okay? How many things when Modi was here that we could say, okay, she's closing this deal with him, she's doing this. Oh, look at how many things they lined out. It benefited the country. Modi was here to benefit the country. So that is not money to say it we just put out that money and waste it. No! And you need to start educating yourselves, people. Start educating yourself before you jump the gun. And that is why Auntie Kamala say she wants to make sure education is the first thing on the list. Because a lot of people walking out here, walking outside here, done. Very, very done. And that is how the PNM wants to have people. But at the same time, Modi was here, but we benefiting under Modi. We benefited because she closed the things with Modi. We have to have that rapport with the outside world. You see the Trinidad go by itself? No, it don't work so. You have a big country like India coming in here. Hello, we need these things. We need these things. And you all don't understand. Oh, Lord, Father, let me tell you now, always raise my pressure, you know.
All right.
Always raise my pressure. But anyway, Andy, Moody is out of the picture because the funds is not funds that was wasted. That is not funds that wasted, Andy. And Andy, you know this. You know that too. Lennox, you know that too. Lennox, you're a bright guy. Andy, you're bright too. You understand? So stop saying that, people. Stop saying that. It's cancelled and it's cancelled. When Rowley was there, Rowley said, give me a break. Let me tell you something. Give Auntie Kamala a break. Relax on yourself.
All right. We go. All right. Next caller, quick. Morning, caller.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning again. I totally agree with that caller, right? You see, they're bringing race and everything right away now. It's Moody, right? You see the post that the jumper put up about Moody and the Indians, but the Indians gave us 2,400 laptops. They come to give us prostheses. You understand? They're working together with the orthopedic school. All these things that they're giving us, and all they come to talk about the Indians, and the Indian coming to take over the Indian this and the Indian that. I don't know what is wrong with these races. I don't know. But Andy, let me tell you something again. You see, that is what, and I'm going to say it again. You're not going to play my voice note after this, because basically the same thing, right? That is why when anybody come to read the newspaper, say, I'm going to come off the chat. I don't want to hear nothing from no newspaper. We saw how much millions that the Guardian lost, and we have to let them keep losing millions. Imagine Kevin Ramnarine was asked a question. Now, I don't know who it was. I don't want to say, I don't know. I can't say who it was. And not that I can't say, but you know what I mean, right? Anyway, ask a question where they reach with the setting up of the refinery, if they make a decision yet. Kevin Ramnarine said, not yet. Not yet, eh? Next thing you know, Andy, I send it for you. Look at the headlines they put up. Look at the headlines. Totally different. But Kevin Ramnarine should know better. Don't tell these people anything. Don't tell them anything. Right? Look at the next one I sent for you to Andy. Yeah. CPEP CEO going to sue Alwari. That gone down in page 5. But if that was under the UNC, it would have been full. It would have been full page and it would have been front page for days and days and days. But that gone down in page 5. Right? Nobody is saying that where he going to sue Alwari. You see, that is why we're not supposed to buy the newspaper. And anybody coming to read any newspaper, I'm going to lock off the chat. I don't want to hear it. Because all you're contributing to what it is these people are doing. All you're contributing to the lies. They're pushing the PNM agenda. And it have to stop, Andy. It have to stop. Right? I mean, oh good God, and I agree with the caller before. All you have sense. The lady telling all you, right? is a security issue. And yet still all they're carrying on so? Were you all compensated when you'd lose money for COVID with the flags? Oh, they understand that part, it was a pandemic, okay? But this one is not a security risk. You see, what they were doing what the PNM was doing to them, and the PNM was getting away with it, they're not prepared to even bend a little bit with this UNC government. Andy, and again, I'm going to say before I leave, is we are standing strong with Mrs. Prasad Bisesa and this decision. Who don't want to pray, don't pray on the fat in on your own house. She never make it mandatory for all it to pray. Don't pray, stay home and fat. Thanks a lot, Andy.
Thank you so much, oh boy. Well, all we had to close of the program, all the voice notes will be played. The voice note that was not played.
It's 5 minutes. It's a minute past already, 10 o'clock.
Right, so Dada, you heard the people and them.
Closing remarks, Dada. Let's make some closing remarks.
Lennox, Andy, I read the voice notes, I listen carefully. Remember, I told them I'm a medium class businessman. I never ask for donation or money. So when people talk about what's happening, I side with Ms. Kamala beside the sister, the Honorable SC. I side with her whatever decision she make. But I want a loss. I never say I want a handout. But the business people who are selling nuts and things, run a loss, they come into me to ask what drama is. I let them know when we win, everybody wins. So that's all I simply said. So when people talk about go and sell on the highway and go and sell it, I know how to answer out. So Andy, let the people know straight. My name is Dana Aswad Gabriel. I'm a businessman of Dad and Murray exclusive. The Dad food business and construction. So let them know me no handout. But when the poor people come crying in my ears, I will stand and talk for them. Right? So have a blessed day, have a good Monday. In Jesus' name, we pray. Thank you very much.
And of course, what the advice we can give here now is that, of course, creativity have to step in. And if, of course, the government is so minded and they want, of course, to consider what the arguments that have been advanced here, that persons have invested their funds for this seasonal occasion, it ain't going to come. It comes once a year. So it is annual and not perennial. And therefore, maybe on the next occasion, these kinds of situations could be catered for so everybody can participate and feel comforted. Makes no sense that one group is out, can't put food on the table as a consequence after they would have invested. That's the bottom line. And therefore, all we are saying is that be as objective as possible. And when decisions like these are being made, that, of course, maybe some kind of consideration be given. Just as how when a flood comes, you give compensation to the farmers and so on. I think that could be something to be considered. Who you should give and where? Well, of course, that is part and parcel of the logistics that has to be worked out. But at the end of the day, the reality is the reality. Have a wonderful rest of the day, people.
Nice.
And don't forget tonight, the corridor transformation. Nice.
So tonight, corridor transformation, yours truly, Lennox Smith. Thank you so much again, Dada, businessman, not now, long time, for gracing us in the studio, bringing the issues that was raised to you. Not that you have any issue. Yes, you lose, however you go, but as you mentioned, a lot of people in your ears, hey, bub, 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 bub. And you have been a main activist within that vicinity, within the area of Laventine and environs there. They will approach you on the grounds of, but look, I thought when UNC win, everybody win. But look, we lost in as a pie man, as a snow cone man, as a this and as a that. And you have to give explanation to them on that ground. So we understand the pain and all that you are in. But I know you as a very smart fella too, that went to school in India, and doing a same business trade kind of learned kind of courses, that I know you know that the government made their decision based on national security, and we have to support our government on that behalf, because let me say, they don't listen to the threat and they have the parade. and God forbid something is to happen, that you know the talk now will be how irresponsible the government was, knowing that they knew that it had a threat, and the same PNM that against the cancellation go with the ones rubbing that salt in their face. Not so, my brother Dada.
And Andy, it may be, finally for me, it may well be that is that it is consistent with what the Prime Minister has been saying, that it makes no sense making money and then you can't live to spend it. I suppose that is one of the takeaways that we have to also consider.
Nice. So Trinidad and Tobago, on behalf of the Ground Report team, Lennox Smith, Michael Kerr, I'm Andy Williams, better known as the Pitbull of radio. Oh boy, I'll play all the voice notes tomorrow. Please God, that was not played. I will. So don't forget to join us same time, same place from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on social media, and from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Guile, Trinidad and Tobago, Guile, the Caribbean. So until tomorrow morning, please God, we are out of here.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.